The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
SNY has identified 3 names to watch for the Jets at the quarterback spot when free agency starts 1 week from today. We'll talk about that, plus the latest on the Jets following the NFL Combine. Nick Shine joins me. We have another round of Asmaniac Madness. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jake Asman Show. It starts right now. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go on a Monday. Thanks again to everyone who tuned in to our NFL Combine coverage last week. I dropped a full-length video of my interview with Leger Douzable on the channel. It originally aired live, on our Friday show. I sound like Leger coughing for those who saw the interview. I originally dropped that interview, I should say, aired during my show on Friday, but I isolated it for those of you who didn't get a chance to see it live and can watch it back to get his thoughts on the state of the Jets. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Asmaniac Madness is coming up. The Chicken Soup region continues. Over the weekend, the tournament started. Charles Gorman took down Chris G. Johnny Boy, in a match that came down to one singular vote, defeated Jason in Jerusalem, which means JJ and June, the GM, are next up. They will go at it during this show. And on the afternoon show today, in the 4 p.m. hour, we will have the big fella and Paul going at it. So our 2 matchups, JJ and June, coming up, and Big Fella and Paul in the 4 vs. 13 this afternoon. Joining me right now is a member of the Asmaniac Madness Committee, also a fellow Jet content creator. Nick Shine joins us right now. Nick, you're not a morning guy. This got to be weird for you.
This is weird. I'm not used to doing it when the sun's out. That's what she said. But good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me, Jake. Looking forward to it, man.
So we got a lot to talk about. I want to get right to Connor Hughes' report, and Matthew Lemke. I see your 5 memberships. I will acknowledge that in a moment. I added another epic raffle prize to our Hall of Fame themed Asmaniac raffle, but I'm going to get right into it here. Connor Hughes writing on SNY in a story that came out last night that Marcus Mariota, Justin Fields, and Carson Wentz are names he's heard are on the Jets' radar to sign that kind of second-tier bridge-level quarterback to compete with Tyrod Taylor. We know about Fields. We've talked a lot about him over the last couple of weeks. Your thoughts on Mariota, and then we'll get to Carson Wentz as well.
I thought, I said a few weeks ago, I think Mariota could be a sleeper in terms of a guy who's mobile, a veteran who can come in. If you do decide to draft somebody and you want to mentor them, Mariota's bounced around different systems within the league. He's been a gadget player now. You know, he knows his role. There's not high expectations in terms of him being a franchise guy, but there's always been praise about him everywhere he goes. You know, there's guys who, like, for example, Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz doesn't have a great locker room persona. You know, that's why everywhere he goes, like, it's rough, and he turns against teammates. Teammates turn against him. There's been a lot of negative stories coming out about him. I would not be happy at all with Carson Wentz. I mean, we got Taylor. If you're bringing in Mariota, Taylor's already here to do that job. You know, I don't think you bring in Mariota to spot start or start off your regime. So for me, I'm still leaning towards Justin Fields, but I get why the other names are being mentioned.
These names here are very uninspiring. Fields is somewhat inspiring because of his age, but if you sign Marcus Mariota and Carson Wentz and those guys have to play, you know, chances are this team's not going to be very good next year. Those guys have not been solid NFL quarterbacks in years. I guess if I had a preference, I'd prefer Wentz over Mariota because Wentz at least has had, you know, a more recent body of work where at one point in time he was one of the better up-and-coming quarterbacks in the league. Maybe he's learned something from being with Andy Reid the past year, watching Mahomes. But I mean, this to me would be very, very uninspiring if it's Carson Wentz and Marcus Mariota competing with Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I agree with you. I view Fields differently. I view Fields as a younger talent who could possibly be put in the right situation, get coached up. We've seen it happen with Darnold. We've seen it happen with Geno Smith. We've seen Baker Mayfield. Guys who were drafted highly, had the talent, didn't work out where they originated, bounced around a little bit, and then found success. Why can't Fields be that guy? Why can't Engstrand and Turner be the ones that maybe fix Fields? And instead of us always being sour grapes about our guys going elsewhere, why can't we be the team now and have the staff that brings in a guy and fixes them and gets it to click? Sometimes it's just all about teaching. Sometimes it's about how you teach your system, and all of a sudden it clicks in their brain. They see it differently because the way you introduce it and the way you implement it. So I'm team Fields. Give him a 1-year deal. It makes sense for Fields to take 1-year deals because if you do have that Sam Darnold season like he did this year, you want to be able to cash in. You don't want to lock into a 2-year deal and cut your nose to spite your face. You want 1-year deals right now until it clicks, and maybe it clicks. But with this list, Fields.
Yeah, what's your best case scenario with Marcus Mariota or Carson Wentz? I mean, it just doesn't feel like there's much upside. Fields has talent. He was picked in the first round for a reason. He's won some games in the league. He's good enough as an athlete where if you design the right offense and you play good defense around him, and you have Breece Hall and Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis with a competent O-line, you could be a modernized offense. You could run RPOs. You could try and take advantage of his skill set. I don't see it with Wentz. I mean, maybe he'll be a little better after learning from Andy Reid. Before that, he was with McVay as the backup to Stafford in 2023. I don't look at Carson Wentz or Marcus Mariota at this point as any quarterbacks that have legit upside. I think Tyrod Taylor is better than both those guys, and he'd win that competition outright, and he'd play till he got hurt.
Yeah. I would be like slam the table angry with Carson Wentz. A name I'm surprised isn't here is Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Jameis Winston to me at least would be fun, right?
It would be fun, but it's also a guy who throws the ball downfield. And if you want to get that downfield passing attack implemented, you bring in a guy who will throw the ball downfield. I think we could all agree whether you wanted the quarterback we had to stay or go. We all kind of got tired of all the quick passes to Garrett Wilson at the line of scrimmage. We want to see Garrett Wilson downfield in space doing what he does best. And we know Winston will not be afraid to put the ball downfield. There are negatives that come with that, but there is upside that comes to that you'll see big-time plays, and we didn't really see those last year.
100%. Ladies and gentlemen, memberships are flying off the shelves, so it's time to address our latest raffle prizes. If you've been following the show this week, following our awesome raffle that we did Friday at the NFL Combine, we are doing a new raffle for this upcoming week. It's Hall of Fame themed. Ladies and gentlemen, a signed Curtis Martin helmet, a signed Darrelle Revis helmet, a signed Don Maynard helmet, and because we had a monster weekend with the start of Asmaniac Madness with a tremendous amount of support, a signed Joe Namath helmet, baby. I bought another Namath helmet over the weekend. It's on its way. We will ship it to whoever wins the raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Willie Namath signed helmet. That is our latest prize to the raffle. Matthew has 5 raffle entries by gifting 5 right here. And then David Atkins just dropped 10. We are off and running. If you want a membership, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want in the raffle, gift the membership or send in a $20 super chat. That will get you 5 raffle entries.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Let's go. All right, let me get to some memberships here from David, Richard Jones, NY Jets Indy, Ryan Takich, Colin Richards, Michael Calvo, Michael Blanco, Kirk Gray, Chef Jet Fan, Mike Jets, Adam Bowling, all receiving channel memberships. But wait, there is more. My God, a 10 spot to Austria. Austrian Jet Fan in the raffle. Let's go.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
I'm No Siegel, Ernesto Rivera, Gio Sanchez, Jay Brown, Fahadi Alatabi, Carmen Rulo, Hasco 420, EZ to the Moon, all receiving channel memberships there from Austrian Jet Fan Plus, Keith the Change, Jet Life, also included in that batch of 10. Hit the like button if you want a membership. Subscribe to the channel if you want a membership. And make sure you turn on gift receipts. Hey, holy crap, we're getting started here. Frank P. from the heavens. A 50
Wow.
membership donation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
Now, give me money. Or I shoot him. And I shoot all you motherfuckers. And then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
I had to bring back the umbrella for this one. A 50 spot? Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. It is raining memberships. Now, we might be here for the rest of the show reading this, but Frank P., you are the man. You are in the Asmaniac Raffle for 50. Sound the alarm. Yeah, baby. Whoa. All right, it's raining. Here we go, Nick. Watch me try and read 50 names. It will not be easy, but I will do my best. Here we go. Oh, my God. And then the poll's going to open for voting, and we got more from this SNY report to get into. I'm going to do my best here. The chat's exploding. 3 siblings. KY, John Zelli, Josh McMinn, J-Shot, Disturbed Nick B, Dub Proof, LJ Statute, ND, Tony, Kiko Man, Blazin' Marley, Snowman Multimedia, AZ Packer, Brandon Cohen, Jets Johnny, Yo Elvis, Rattlehead, Mike, Paul Rodriguez, Matthew Lemke, Siberian Nightmare, David Rivera, Joe Frisco, Kaz, Axios, Gerard Day, Jug Artist, Illuminati Bot, Greg the Hammer, these are all real names, John Pertucci, Moshe Bahar, Harold Parker, Steve Gurdon, Ryan King, Tony Lee, Karen Lowe, Vince Wilton, Joel Edelberg. It just keeps going and going. PMG, I don't know if I said that one. I think that might have been 50, or YouTube's not showing me the rest. I don't know. But Frank, you are the man. Thank you very much for supporting the show.
Awesome.
I think that was close to 50, and if not, give it up to Frank, everyone, because he just gave memberships for days for people watching this show. Wow. Oh, my God.
This is 2 straight shows. Oh, there you go. This is 2 straight shows I've co-hosted with you where a 50 burgers dropped.
Is that
Neil
right?
Neil had to pay his 50 burger last time I co-hosted with you.
Wow. Was that really the last time you co-hosted? That feels so long ago.
I think so.
That's unreal. A 50 spot? Wow. What a job by everybody involved in it. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. The other thing I want to get into here is the part of the story from Connor Hughes confirming what's been out there, Nick. That the Jets have contacted the Titans about trading up to the first pick in the draft. But those discussions are, quote, described as preliminary and not overly aggressive. I know it's a big deal when it's, source, Jets have contacted the Titans. But I think we're a long way away from that meaning, the Jets are going to trade up for the number 1 pick. If I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say it's probably less than a 10% chance the Jets would be willing to make that move right now. I really would be very surprised at this point if they're going to spend what it would take to get all the way up to number 1.
I hope it's even less than that. And Connor had another tweet this morning that I mentioned to you earlier, that he spoke to somebody who summarized this quarterback class perfectly. Both the teams at 1 and 2, Tennessee and Cleveland, are quarterback needy teams, and both are taking calls on moving out. You don't move out if the right quarterback is there. You stay, you pick, you get the guy. So for those who are screaming to go up, the teams at the top of the draft are saying, hey, come pay us. We'll wait. We'll wait 1 more year. We'll ride with Levis. We'll ride with the veteran in Cleveland. Just please come take this pick from us. We don't want to have to make this pick. I am not a fan of these 2 quarterbacks in terms of trading up. If they're there at 7, that's a different discussion. But I do not want to trade up. We have too many holes. I know it would be nice to get a quarterback. People would get excited. But you go up for the right quarterback. And if the right quarterback's there, QB needy teams aren't trading out. They'll take the guy. Then they're not telling you, hey, call us. We're open for business. You say, no, F that. It's our quarterback. We're not giving this guy away. You're not hearing that. That tells you everything you need to know.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. It just feels like the cost is going to be what? At least this year's 7, you're going to swap with them.
Mm-hmm.
2nd round pick, probably your 1 next year for sure, and then some. Like if you go through it, it's a lot.
I think the only way we could see the Jets trading up for a quarterback from 7 would be if somehow one of the two quarterbacks, if they have a high grade on Sanders. It seems like Ward has clearly moved to be, the consensus number 1 in most people's mocks and most people's boards.
Yeah.
It would have to be something like that where one of these guys is unexpectedly there, maybe at 5, and you can call the Jaguars up and say, hey, what's it going to take for us to move from 7 to 5? Can we make that happen?
Yeah, well, if you have to be prepared for every scenario with the NFL draft because you don't know. You can do all your mocks and you can do all your predictive polling. It's still, when it's the bullets start flying live on draft night, you have to be prepared and you have to. Could a guy fall? Sure. If the top teams are trying to sell and no one buys, maybe they just say, all right, we're going to take Carter. We're going to take Hunter. We're going to take Mason Graham. We're going to take guys that we know will work. And then we'll figure out the quarterback situation down the road. If you take the guy and he fails, those are jobs cost. You're better off taking the guys that you think are going to be home runs. And if you don't think a quarterback's going to be a home run, you don't take them.
We're talking with Nick Shine. Make sure everyone goes and subscribes to the Nick Shine Show on YouTube.
Please.
I had Mike Tannenbaum on my show last week at the Combine. Now, Tannenbaum, when he was in a very similar spot, right? Former Packers legend, leaves the organization. First-time defensive-minded head coach. Jets needed a quarterback in 2009. They traded all the way up from 17 to 5 for Sanchez. Different times. That trade didn't even cost the Jets a first-round pick. You imagine nowadays what 17 to 5 would cost the Jets? So it's a different world with trades for quarterbacks in a quarterback-needing sport. But Tannenbaum made that deal. So I asked Tannenbaum, Nick, hey, could you see Muji, who you helped hire, making a similar decision and trying to move up? You look at now this draft. They're in a unique spot with that 7th pick. Do you see Darren Muji, Aaron Glenn, if they love one of these quarterbacks, could they actually make the move and trade up for them? I mean, if you were, when you were the GM, you made bold, aggressive moves, and that led to a lot of success. Do you think Darren Muji has a little Tannenbaum in him and would actually trade up for a quarterback?
Well, I hope he doesn't have my appetite, so let's start there. Look, I think they'll do what they think is the right long-term move. And if we sat here and they traded up, I wouldn't be surprised. But likewise, like if they signed a veteran quarterback, maybe they trade back in year 1 and try to acquire, as many picks as possible. With 7 teams making the playoffs, things change a lot every year. I forgot what the stat is, but on average over the last decade, Jake, I think 3 or 4 new teams every year make
I give the stat it's never the Jets, but it's 4 new teams on average that didn't make it the previous year, make it the following year.
Yep. So, again, there's a really good foundation here. All the oxygen and the headlines will be about the quarterback position. They'll make other moves as well, but I could see them. I'm sure that quarterback position will be addressed. I'm not saying they'll be aggressive from day one, but I'm sure they're paying attention to that.
I mean, look, if you love Cam Ward, then there's an argument to be made to go and get him. But this new regime, I don't believe, Nick, is under the gun to go and get a quarterback right away. So I don't think they're going to be desperate. The Giants have no choice. They got to get a quarterback. They got to trade up to 1 if it takes that, because they need to come away with a quarterback or their regime's getting fired. So what do they care about future picks? Muji and Glenn, they understand that while the Jets have been bad for a while, that's not on them. They're not under the gun from ownership. So you better win right away this year. Like, as big of a pain in the you-know-what as Woody Johnson can allegedly be, he's not going to step in and say, you guys better get a quarterback right now or you're gone. They're going to get at least 2 years where Woody's going to be hands-off and let them do their thing.
Yeah, and let's recall that trade when they went up. The only reason that trade worked is because Mangini we basically gave Mangini the players that were his guys. It would be the equivalent of sending Michael Clemens, Tony Adams, and Xavier Gibson. Like, the players that we sent to move up from 17 to 5 were not very highly rated players, but we gave him guys that he wanted. So the amount of picks that we gave up, I know you said we didn't give up the number 1. That was just luck, really. Mangini wanted some of his guys that were on the roster, and we baited him with that. That was a very, very good deal for us to move up that high. But yeah, I'm a guy that wants a quarterback in 2026 with Sellers, Nussmeier, Aller. I'm of the mindset, build your structure this year. If anything, trade back, put your structure in place, get more defensive tackles, get safeties, get some more weapons, complete your offensive line. So that way, or even if we trade back, I'm all for taking a 2026 second round pick this year. so you have more ammunition in case this clicks. You go win 7, 8, 9 games this year. You need more ammunition to move up and go get a quarterback. So build your foundation, lay it out, and then go all in to get the quarterback once you have your guys in the building. So you set up that structure. Why did Sanchez succeed? Sanchez succeeded because he had the best offensive line in football, the best running game, and the best defense. That's why Mark Sanchez won the first 2 years. If we want a young quarterback to win, let's give him a structure where he can win. And then as time goes on, just like you saw with Tom Brady was a game manager in the beginning. Ben Roethlisberger was a game manager in the beginning. Of course, I'm mentioning 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But the structure was there, run game defense. And then throughout the course of time and experience, those guys developed into great passers. It doesn't happen day one all the time. So put a structure in place where any quarterback, whoever it may be, can succeed.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Subscribe to the channel, and you might have a chance of getting a membership. If you missed it earlier, we had a 50 burger, a 50 spot. Frank P. He saw a Joe Namath helmet was on the line, and he said, I'm in. We have a Namath helmet we're giving away. We have a Maynard helmet we're giving away. We have a Revis helmet we're giving away, and a Curtis Martin helmet we're giving away. Our theme for this week's raffle is Jets Hall of Famers. So check it out. Thank you again to Frank P., Austrian Jet fan, David Atkins, and Matthew for leading the way with the memberships. All right. It is about that time, folks. It is time for Asmaniac Madness. Let's update where things stand for those tuning in. We started the tournament over the weekend. Charles Gorman of the Chicken Soup region, the number 1 seed, defeated Chris G on Saturday. Yesterday, Johnny Boy in a matchup that came down to, I kid you not, 1 vote. Your vote matters. It came down to 1 vote. He narrowly edged the great Jason in Jerusalem. So I guess a slight upset, not really. 9 versus 8, supposed to be close, and it was, which now brings us to our matchups today. Remember, we do 1 matchup per show in March, which means we're now up to the JJ versus June the GM matchup. And ladies and gentlemen, get your voice heard. Vote in the poll, which is officially live for you to weigh in on.
It's time for Asmaniac Madness. Who will cut the nets down as the top Asmaniac for 2025? Some of you don't even care, but we do. Let's get to it.
Vote, vote, vote. Nick, you were a part of the Asmaniac Madness committee yesterday. An all-timer. I mean, the committee got it right. You want your 9-8 matchup to be close. It does not get any closer than what we had yesterday.
Tremendous. On behalf of the committee, we are very pleased with the viewing and the showing yesterday. There was a lot of criticism about the committee, but we have this game early on day 2 that says, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, we know what we're doing. So we got our gotcha moment yesterday. So on behalf of the committee, we are very, very pleased, and with the outcome and the amount of votes and everyone's involvement in the chat, we're looking forward to many other close battles throughout this. I don't know. It can't get closer than yesterday, but we're looking forward to some close ones.
Look, the Chicken Soup region is off to an amazing start. We'll get Big Fell on Paul later. Later this week, we're going to have Aurora and Tim, King Lowski and Janergy, D's Nuts and Barbarossa. And let's be real, everyone's eyeing Beastbreaker, the 2 seed. Is he on upset alert against the 15 seed, the feisty one-punch Dave Briga?
We might be on upset alert right now. You see what's going on? Almost 100 votes in.
It's tight. 51-49, 53-47. It keeps updating in real time.
Look at that.
Vote. Get your voice heard. It's Asmaniac Madness. It's a tournament unlike any other. All right. Some super chats here. Big fella checks in. We should have signed Wentz 2 years ago when Rodgers went down. Now, hell no. Fields is the guy and draft a rookie. Look, if I could have one guy of the names to watch, as I said earlier, to me it's still Fields, because you could at least convince yourself, hey, there's some hope. There's upside there. There's talent there that maybe he hasn't harnessed just yet. He wasn't in a great situation in Chicago. Pittsburgh doesn't really run a modern offense, even though Tomlin's a great coach. There's limitations there with what they could do. So I'm in on Fields, depending on the money. And look, you brought up Jameis Winston earlier. I mean, that to me would be a guy that I would definitely want to have on my radar too, but he has not been linked to this point to the Jets, so who knows?
Yeah. I said something the other day that if you go and get Fields, I'm okay with drafting Milroe later on, because now you have your quarterback room structured where you can coach it the same way. It's not like you have a mobile Justin Fields and then you bring in somebody immobile. You can build your quarterback room and teach it and coach it from top to bottom. You have Fields, you have Taylor, you have a rookie in Milroe. You have guys who are all mobile. You don't have to change it if somebody else goes in. You can expand the package upon guys' skill sets. But yeah, I want to see unity and a lot of similar skill sets and traits throughout the room, where you don't have to change and flip your entire system if, God forbid, somebody goes down, or that moment when you do want to elevate the young guy. So find someone. I'm not banging the table for Milroe, but he would be a great guy to have under Justin Fields because of Fields' skill set. They're very similar.
I mean, Jalen Milroe has a ton of talent. So if you told me they took him on day 3, you understand the rationale. Like, that's a smart, hey, we like the guy. He's got upside. There also was a story that came out over the weekend on Milroe, Nick, that the Jets quarterback coach put Milroe through a private workout while some of these drills were going on at the combine over the weekend. So the Jets, they met privately with 3 quarterbacks with what they call formal meetings. Milroe was one of them, as was Cam Ward and Kyle McCord.
Yeah, and nowadays everyone's going to be mobile. You're not really going to make it that far if you don't have the ability to run. It's just the generation of quarterback that we're in. So I'm not surprised that those are guys that they looked for and met with. You got to have all your options on the table, because you might not want to trade up. Free agency might not go the way you planned. You might not get the guys you target. You might get outbid. So I like that they're doing it. We always hear from Tannenbaum doing the due diligence, but yeah, I am. I'm excited to see who they go with, and do they even take a quarterback this year? So,
hit the like button, comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Cynthia W checks in. Now, Cynthia, I think, works a lot during the day, but she's just here to vote, and she wants in on the raffle. She's dropping a 5 spot for the people.
Money, 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 money.
Cynthia's in for 5 with a chance to win a signed Curtis Martin helmet, signed Revis helmet, signed Maynard helmet, signed Namath helmet. Let's continue with the list of names from Cynthia. M. Crunk, James Delario, Sean Collins Cruz, Manny in Tampa, all receiving channel memberships. And longtime listener of the show, Dano, getting a channel membership gifted his way. But wait, we are not done just yet. We got more. South Philly in the house. South Philly recently won a raffle prize. I forget which one, but South Philly, you got a chance to win more. Here's 5 more raffle entries for the great South Philly.
Money, 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 money.
Danny, Patrick DiStefano, John Reed, Pablo, PR, all receiving channel memberships. I need emoji ideas. Joe Mike sent me a blueprint for a Mikey Midnight emoji. We're accepting all types of suggestions, Jet-related, Asmaniac-related. We've added a ton of memberships over the weekend, so we have room now for another channel emoji for all the channel members out there. All right, Bang Mateo writes in, so we traded a 3rd-round pick for Devontae Adams and got half a season for him. Nice trade, Jake. I warned you all about putting lipstick on a pig. Bang, it didn't work out. Devontae still played very well. Ultimately, they had 2 third-round picks. I had no issue with the Jets at 2-4 trying to save their season. I really don't. There's a lot of things to complain about. The Adams trade, to me, is not one of them. It ultimately didn't work, but I'm not going to sit here and be that mad that the Jets, who had an extra 3rd-round pick, used one of them to try and jumpstart their season before it all went to hell anyway. I'm sorry. That's just not a comment that's going to I'm not going to allow you to claim victory because it didn't work out. Chances are it was too late at 2-4 when they added him. At least they tried. Like, I'm not going to kill the Jets for trading one of their 2 third-rounders for Devontae.
No, you had it. I mean, jobs were on the line, as we saw. One job was already terminated, and they did what they did. Was it a mandate from Woody? Was it just Joe Douglas? We don't know, but you had to make a move at that point. And the Mike Williams thing didn't work out. That whole red line drama at the end of the Buffalo game. You go make the move because you knew you were moving on from Mike, and you needed another weapon across from Garrett Wilson. So In an all-in season, yeah, they went all in. It wasn't a move made for long-term. It was a short-term move. So, I mean, obviously looking back at it now, it didn't work, but that's the price you pay. But Joe Douglas did have some foresight with trading back the previous draft and getting the additional third rounder from Detroit, which a lot of us said the moment that happened, that's in case you got to make an in-season move because we knew it was going to be an all-in season. So you could say that we gave up the third, but we gave up one of our thirds and we traded back in the draft to acquire it. So it's not as bad as Bang is trying to make it sound.
Some comments on Asmaniac Madness that we have to weigh in on, Nick. But first, Cynthia did confirm what I thought. Hi, Jake. Had to pop in just to vote and give some quick memberships. Have to go back to work. Cynthia, awesome. When you see this later, thank you so much for your constant support of the channel, and I hope all is well. I think that's what's cool about this tournament, Nick. We got people who maybe don't get a chance to normally watch the show live. They're going out of their way to make sure they tune in to the 10 a.m. hour and the 4 p.m. hour during the week to get their votes cast.
It's must-see TV. It's must-see TV. It's great. The concept is fantastic. I'm honored to be a part of it in a little way. And you want your voice to be heard, right? Like it's the whole reason of the chat, like during the show, is they want to be heard. You know, they want to have their voice out there. Giving them a voting platform to let their voices be heard, it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Asmaniac Madness is in full swing right now, folks. And we potentially have our first real upset brewing here in the tournament. Early polling shows June the GM, the 12th seed, up 54-46 with 211 votes cast so far. The poll will remain open until the end of the show. Typically, my shows are around 90 minutes, the 2 hours in length. So you got probably, another hour to hour and a half left to vote for those of you who are out there. Boomtown says we have a spicy matchup. He's on the committee. Gator writes in, vote for June the GM. JJ's an embarrassment to Asmaniacs. Once he announced his retirement after getting his ass handed to him by Jake, he no longer deserved to be considered. JJ did call in over the weekend, and he also dropped this before the show started. Good luck, June. I'm rooting for you. I'm retired. June then wrote in at 6 a.m. today. The 12th seed sleeper is here at 6 a.m. So June wants to desperately win. JJ's putting on the tough guy act that I don't really care. I'm retired. Nick, your thoughts on the approach by both candidates in the matchup?
Did JJ read the writing on the wall? Is that his way of saying, I don't want this because maybe I can't get this? Who knows? Well, we'll never know. We would have to hear from JJ himself. But if you don't believe in yourself, you say, I don't want a part of that. So maybe he saw some momentum from June and acted accordingly for self-preservation.
It's interesting that JJ would retire. I mean, he's been a prolific caller in the past. I really don't understand that approach, but you know what? I could ask him about it. He's on the line. He's called in as he's fighting it out with June right now. JJ, you're on upset watch.
I'm not on upset watch because I'm retired from the show. But you know what's funny? I do want to say I just voted for June. I feel like today is like election day. I just casted my vote, and I feel really good about it because I think June has a chance of going far in this tournament. So, hey, June, let's go. I'm rooting for you, buddy.
Why are you too good for the show, JJ? Why did you retire?
I never said I'm too good for the show. I said I retired. Retired means my name should be in the Raptors. I'm not saying that as, pretentious or anything, but I've given this show so many great calls. It's funny because everyone always goes to the splash. People forget about all the good I've done for this show. People forget when I took a Jets fan to his very first Monday Night Football game to go see Aaron Rodgers. The kid was dreaming to go see Aaron Rodgers one day, and I took him with me. His name was Zach. Great guy, had a good time. We drank some Twisted Teas in the parking lot, had a great tailgate. I've done some great things on the show. People don't even know my greatest Jake Asman accomplishment was calling in on ESPN radio. That was my first time ever getting on ESPN radio, and Jake kicked me off the show in like literally 20 seconds, but it is what it is because I said that AM radio sucks, which AM radio does suck. Do we not agree that Jake deserves to be on FM radio and not AM radio where we can't even hear him? But whatever, I digress. The point that I'm trying to make is I've given this show so many great moments that I felt like it was time for me to retire and let somebody else emerge as, a new supervillain.
We took all this into account, by the way. The committee did absolutely mention all these things. That's why you're a 5 seed despite not calling in the last 2 months. You realize that, right?
No,
JJ,
but
can I say something to you, my friend?
Yes,
you are more active in retirement than Ric Flair is.
That's not true. Ric Flair
retired like 17 times and kept coming
Ric Flair,
back.
When Ric Flair retired,
last match.
when Ric Flair retired, he went to TNA and he was on there like every week. But I will say this: listen, I'm just calling out of retirement just to because you guys are asking for it, and I felt bad because the great Connor Long, he said he didn't want me to retire, and that's someone who I really think has a great future. So he knows what he's talking about. But yeah, I've given the show so many great moments, man.
Are you retiring from the WWE over here? You're going to TNA now, the new up and coming one.
No. I'm not going to any other shows. You guys won't see me on Bobby Midnight show.
This call is helping you, JJ. You just gained 2 points since you joined the show.
I mean, I don't want it to help me. Please vote for June because June is. I mean, he's going places. But yeah, I do want to say though, I have a bone to pick with Gator because Gator is Gator on the committee?
Gator is on the committee, yes.
Okay, so here's the thing about Gator, right? Gator has some vendetta against me. I don't know why the man has a problem with me. I've actually met Gator in person in Las Vegas. I don't know if you remember this, Jake, but another great JJ moment was when I flew down to Vegas to co-host, not literally, but to co-host a show with you. I met Gator. It was cool. Everything was fine. Now all of a sudden he always has these mean things to say about me. But if he's on the committee, right? Which I don't care, but if you're on the committee, how could you put a post and say, don't vote for JJ? Like, what are we doing?
well, committee members can vote. Once the bracket's set, I mean, they have no influence over it.
Yeah, we compiled the bracket. We're still allowed to participate in the voting. And
listen, if June paid Gator to tell people not to vote for me, I feel like he needs a refund because I'm telling people not to vote for me.
Unless I get a cut of that. And then in that case, I'm a Capel fish, so it's all good.
Well, all I'm saying is, June, get your money back because I'm telling people to vote for you. I'm actively telling people to vote for you. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm retired.
Hold on. Yeah. Gator says JJ was super cool, but he crossed me a while ago so he could suck my knuckle. What did you do to Gator?
I never did anything to Gator. But every time I call in to the show, Gator always has something negative to say about me, which is fine. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I'm like, listen, Gator, how could I have beef with you? How? Me and you have beef. You know what it was? There was one time when me, Alan, and Gary were all on at the same time together, and Gator called us the three assholes. And so I made a joke back. I don't remember what I said, but I said something back to him. And then ever since then, he's been so butthurt. And I'm like, Gator, get over it. Like, come on. It was just a joke.
Man, well, I'll tell you what, JJ. Calls like this is why you can't actually retire. Gator says he's going to dig up the tape. So maybe we'll review the Gator. If you get it by the end of the show, we'll review the tape. Now, there is someone on the line that you already mentioned, JJ, that I want to bring on the show. The guy you took to that Jet game this year, Zach Johnson, has called in. Hello, Zach.
Zach, my boy.
JJ.
What's going on, baby? How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. I just want to say you're not a real Jets fan if you don't vote JJ in this, bro. That's all I got to say. Day one supporter, great dude. And, all I got to say is if you vote June the GM, you're a bum.
All right. Don't do that, Zach. Don't do that. We like June over here. But, hey, Zach, tell them how much fun you had at that Jets game with me.
Dude, that was crazy. It was so fun. Great experience. I'm so thankful for it. I still talk about it to this day, actually.
Yep. And also, Purple Belt Mike was sitting right in front of us, and he turned around. We didn't even it wasn't even planned. He just happened to be at the game too, and Purple Belt Mike was there too. So we had a great time.
For real? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he was right there. Dude, he was right in front of us.
Yeah, it was a great time, bro. Jake, do you still have that video of us shocking in the Twisteds?
Yeah, I don't. So I don't have it handy, but we played it on the show that week. It was great. JJ, all this was considered. That's why you were a 5 seed. If you called the show more, you would be higher than a 5. You can't retire from the show.
I feel like you guys think I'm calling to campaign for myself. I'm just calling to let you guys know that I want June to go far in the tournament.
Why did you retire, though?
I know what he's doing here. I know what he's doing here.
Why did I retire?
When you want a girl, you don't act like you're interested in the girl.
Yeah.
So he's acting 100%. Like he's not interested in getting the votes, but he's interested. 100%. And also, I got to say this. I don't drink anymore, but don't ever go on bragging about drinking Twisted Teas. Come on.
Oh, listen. I'll take a Twisted Tea down, man. Listen. I'm young. I need to, get a little bit older, and then I'll start drinking like Corona or something. But right now, man, you give me 2 Twisted Teas and, twist me up. But why did I retire? The reason I retired, if you want to know the actual true story of why I retired because at the end of the season, there was this weird thing going on in the chat where it's like, can Alan and JJ stop Stop telling us that they were right. Oh my God, stop rubbing it in. Gator was the head chair of that, so maybe that's why he doesn't like me. Oh, we don't care that you guys were right about Saleh. We don't care that you guys were right about Joe Douglas. So that's why I retired, because I'm like, all right, well, if I can't even come on here and glow a little bit after you guys just killed me for 3 years about my takes, and now I get the time to glow and everybody's mad, all right, So that's what made me retire.
You can't retire yet, JJ. Free agency's next week, and I need a famous JJ call about 29 minutes into free agency, you being upset that Joe Douglas didn't make any big splashes yet.
Let me ask you a question though. Did any of the signings that Joe Douglas made, did any of them accomplish anything for us? Tyron Smith,
no,
bum.
No, they were bad.
Mike Williams, bum.
I think we all liked them at the time, though. That's what hurts the most.
I mean, we like them because
you were not upset about getting Tyron Smith coming off of the second team All-Pro. You were not upset about that.
I wasn't. I was happy about it. But you know what? I'm not a GM for a reason. That guy, Joe Douglas, nobody else wanted him. And it's not even like we got him on the first day. We got him on like day 5 of free agency.
But June's a GM and he's here, baby.
Ooh,
June,
good segue.
June, what day would you have signed Tyron Smith last year?
What day would I have signed him?
In free agency.
I probably wouldn't have signed him because of his injury history.
And thank you. And that's why you guys need to go vote for June, because he's smart. Everybody else, Tyron Smith.
He was
June,
at
man.
one time he was one of the best players in the NFL, but that was a long, long time ago when he can stay on the field. By the way, guys, I got my hair combed. I'm at work, but my Jets hat is always near me. Just know, And by the way, for the guy who said I'm not from the Bronx, I was raised in 1408, 170th Webster Avenue, Butler Housing Projects, the third most violent projects in the entire New York City, #1 in armed robbery, #3 in murder. I'm from the hood. I'm from the mud, okay? When you hear that terminology, that's really where I'm from. I'm not proud of it, but that's what it is, okay? Yeah.
Now, hold on a second, June. Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on JJ's approach where he's telling people to vote for you? Do you think it's a reverse psychology or you think he's genuine?
Not. It's genuine.
I don't know. He's a smooth, sharp brother, man. Pause. I don't know. I can say this. I can honestly say this. If he beats me by the poll, I'm bowing out because I don't want cheap victories. Like I told you where I'm from, I came up hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't like things handed to me. If he beats me in the polls, I'm stepping back and let the next round go on. Now, is he going to beat me in the polls? Only God knows. But I know this. Whether you love the GM or you hate him, I bring edutainment.
Wait, if I beat you, you're going to bow out? Isn't that kind of how that works?
He'll bow out gracefully. I think is what he meant.
Well, I don't want to beat you, though. I hope you win.
You should start telling everybody to vote for JJ and just blow everyone's mind on what to do with their vote.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. AJ seems like a good caller. I'm humbled that I got a 12 seed to face somebody of his caliber, and you put me there because you thought I was going to put up a fight, which is a great thing to know. You know what I'm saying? You guys are OGs in the game. By the way, guys, please know I'm new to the Jake Asman show in terms of the length of time I've been calling, but since I found out about it, consistent, and I've been a Jets fan since the days of Richard Todd. I was alive when we drafted him over Marino. So please don't get it twisted thinking I just woke up and became a Jets fan, because nobody wakes up and wants to be a Jets fan. Okay, nobody wants to be that. You like birthed into this through pain. It's like Moses being wrapped up in a little basket, being sent down the river. That's how I became a Jets fan.
Hey June, who's more hood, you or Chiefs fan?
Good question.
Oh, Chief fan is a different pinnacle of hood, man. That's
Respect.
I gotta fall back to that. That's Chief fan, man. He's from the hood of all
the projects weren't that rough, June.
Yeah, he's from the hoods of all hoods. So now I respect Chief fan, man. One of my favorite callers, definitely.
I love it. Well, gentlemen, this has been a great battle so far. It's tight right now. It's 51-49. It's a 2-point game with 300 votes cast.
Let's go, June. Let's go, June, baby. Take it home. Hey, I'm rooting for you.
JJ, man, you wanted the best, man. I'm grateful that I'm facing you in the first round, and let the best man win, man. Much blessings.
And you see, that's why y'all need to vote for June. He's humble, good looking. He's from the hood, so he's tough, stern. So let's get June on. Oh wait, let me see that haircut. Lean in a little bit.
I ain't got no cut, man. I'm rough. I'm rough.
No,
I
no. Look,
haven't been to the bar, but I'm rough.
look.
I'm rough. I'm
June
at
is
work,
looking
you know.
good.
Nah.
June is
I
looking
have
good,
my
man.
moments when I have my moments when I come in looking like Jalen Hurts, but today ain't one of those days.
Hey, I'm rooting for you, man. All right, guys. See y'all later.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? Asmaniac Madness. You get to pick the ones that make the show rock. I'm the king, I'm the Jew.
It's close again, Nick. This is unreal. It's 51-49 now.
You know what? I'm going to take a moment as a committee member for the entire committee since I'm on air. I think the committee, not knowing the chemistry that these two would have, that was a great moment. That was a great moment, and that was unplanned. We didn't know what that would be, but the committee put together a matchup that is delivering again. The fans are torn. This is a pleasure to be a part of, man. And we're only at our third matchup of the first round, man. This is going to be a memorable month.
Hey, your vote matters, folks. Yesterday, it truly came down to one vote in the 9-8 between Johnny and Jason. One vote. Really, one vote decided it. I swear to you, for those who saw it yesterday. We got the 5-12 going right now this afternoon. Big fella against Paul will square up. That will be a heck of a matchup. So it's fun. For those who want to see the look of the bracket right now, we're doing the chicken soup region first, and then we're going to go down to the hood region, going from left to right. We got Gorman, who won on Saturday, Johnny yesterday, and we got two matchups during the week. Quick programming note, next Sunday there will not be a show. I have a wedding on the best man in. So Sunday, March 9th, 6 days from now, no show. So I'm planning on doing two shows, Monday through Friday, a show on Saturday. We'll have an off day from the tournament on Sunday unless some crazy jet thing happens and I got to go live from my phone or something at this wedding. But that's the plan right now.
You should go live during your speech and be like, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, I got to update. Right now, the poll is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Asmaniac Madness continues. And back to my speech. All right, some super chats here. Cincy Matt says, June's playing his best ball coming into the tourney. Vote June. JJ using his retirement as a cop-out. Disgrace. Just shows you how split people are, because Knobcraft with a super chat then says, great men don't seek accolades. Accolades are thrust upon them. JJ should be an easy choice for those who appreciate greatness. I mean, great points on both sides here.
It's very intriguing. It's very entertaining. And it just shows that like how split the chat is on certain people. Like here we are again. It's almost a 50-50 matchup. We're 317 votes in, and it's tied, right, basically. So this is going to be I'm very excited to be here for a matchup this close.
Shout out to Renzel, who's watching on X. The show's incredible. Renzel, get off X. Come to YouTube. That's where it's at. Interact with people in the comments. Neil writes in, JJ offers negative takes that are necessary for us to comment on. See, that says a lot right there, because JJ and Neil are total opposites. They never agree on anything, and Neil is voting for JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matthew writes in, can you release your best man speech as exclusive Patreon member content? Do you want me to just send you the script for it after it's done? I got you, Matthew. I can put that up there. Maybe someone will have video of me performing it. It's finalized. I just got to rehearse it a couple of times. Everyone's expecting it to be good because I talk for a living, but it's a different environment. It's a different medium to do a public speech.
Yeah, you care about the Jets a lot more than you care about one of your friends being in love. Like, let's be real. Like, this is our passion. The marriage is their passion.
JJ says, Neil and I had the first Maniac Rumble way back when. That's right. I do remember that. JJ and Neil going at it. I mean, there's been so many moments where JJ and I have gone at it, and I've met the guy personally. As he said, he co-hosted the show, meaning he was in Vegas and we had him on. But, I mean, I like JJ. I like June a lot, too. It's a great matchup. I don't know if I read this from FPP, but if I didn't, I just want to cover my tracks here. If JJ loses, Jet fans are dopes. Man, hit the like button. And also, if you're tuning in late, I want to announce it again, because this is a big one. Joe Namath signed helmet added to the raffle. We had a huge amount of memberships over the weekend, so I ordered another Namath helmet to go with this week's prizes of a signed Maynard helmet, signed Darrelle Revis helmet, and a signed Curtis Martin helmet. Gift away to have a chance. Cheats fan checked in earlier. Yo, if you could pull me in early call-wise, I'm getting blood work done in 30 minutes. Please and thank you. Also, Justin Fields would be nice. Well, Cheats fan, good luck with the blood work. I know you sent this in earlier, so you're probably not still watching the show. But as far as Justin Fields, I think that is probably the most commonly linked quarterback to the Jets based on everything that I heard down in Indy. It just comes down to price point and whether or not Fields would want to choose the Jets over, say, staying with the Steelers if they have interest in bringing him back.
Yeah, agreed.
Spin the Ben says, my God, this has been a rough season. I'll be rooting for the team, but it's going to be a tough watch. Hopefully they spend money in free agency. Yeah, the key for the Jets in free agency, they got to find more John Simpsons. Like, who's the guy they could get on a 2-year deal that we look at and go, wow, that was a really good signing. That raised our floor of what our team is, because you're not going to have a great quarterback next year. You have a lot of holes you got to fill, which you could do, but you got to hit on these holes, and you got to have a strong draft. If you do that, this team could be a lot better than I even think next year, but that's a lot to be done. But you got to find more John Simpson types in free agency. Those are the type of players the Jets need to find, that are maybe ascending players that you could get under cost control deals that end up being really nice signings for your franchise.
Yeah, you got to look for guys who are coming off their first contract. Maybe there was a coaching change, a scheme change. They don't fit it. They hit the market, and you can bring them in to fit what you're looking for. This is where the NFL scouting comes in, very important. And you could say, hey, they changed schemes. He doesn't fit what they run anymore, but he'll be a good fit here. So his numbers might not be great, but he'll fit what we want to do and what we're asking out of this position. You know, there's guys like a couple of names that I ran off last week. A guy like Jeremy Chin, a safety from Washington, who didn't get a lot of burn, but could come in and fill a safety position for us, in my opinion. You know, CBS Sports had it, their top 100 free agents. And I suggest Jets fans go look at names in the 50 to 100, because I think that's where we're going to be shopping. We're going to be looking at guys who may have been buried in the depth chart, guys with talent, guys who may have had opportunities in spot starting, may have gotten injured, may have had a scheme or coaching change and they fell out of grace there. So that's where I think we're going to be going. Don't expect big names. Don't expect top contracts. I would be shocked if they do that. You're going to see a lot of hold the fort guys.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Cast your vote. It came down to 1 yesterday. Every vote truly matters. Right now, just to update the standings, we got another nail biter, Nick. 51-49, June over JJ. 348 votes have been cast so far. Unbelievable what we have here again in this tournament. The greatest tournament in all of sports. They're already calling it, Nick. It's only been around for about 3 days, and it's already the greatest tournament in sports.
It's tremendous. I think you should just do 12 2-hour shows a day, not a 24-hour stream, but 12 2-hour shows, right, and just knock this out in one day. You got to make up for missing Sunday. So get with it, Jake. What are you doing? Why are you having a life? This is the most important thing going on in all of our worlds right now.
Emmanuel Holcomb in the raffle for 5.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following 5 listeners are now Asmaniacs: Colton Narduzzo, Kyrie, Emil Hill, who have day played, Koof Keef, all receiving entries. That is 95 raffle entries this one show. Helps when Frank gave us 50 of them. How about another 5? Are you kidding me? March is off to a record start for channel memberships. Jay Lepselter in the raffle for 5. Thank Jay for putting it up and paying it forward.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
Here we go. These are from Jay. You thank him if you got one. Also, I need more emojis, baby. I need more emoji ideas. Send your best ones to asmanjake@gmail.com. Vincent C., Benny from the Bronx, JG, Buff Dad D, and Brandon Barnes all receiving memberships. And Nick, I just checked the poll. 50-50.
Nice. I have your next emoji idea. It has to be a JJ jersey hanging from the rafters. It has to be, right? Like, he just gave us a gift. Since he's retired and won't call in anymore, we have to have a JJ Raptors jersey.
The cockiness of JJ to say that he believes he retired because his calls are so good they should be hung in the rafters is unbelievable.
I just want to let the chat know that I am retired from doing YouTube shows, but if you want to see my channel, go see the Nick Knight show.
Everyone go
I'm doing the JJ
channel.
strategy. I'm not doing it anymore, but I'll be there.
I'm gonna put the link to Nick's show in the live chat right now. We'll put it in the description later as well. So if you want to do Nick a solid, make sure you guys subscribe to him. He's a fellow Jet fan, and he's going to be starting to do some shows in the morning now because Nick got himself a nice little full-time job with different hours. So Nick, congrats to you on the job publicly.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll be coming on probably a couple days before you during the week if big news hits. I'll be working 2:30 to 11 Eastern time. So if big news hits during the day, I'll go on like 11:30 at night for a little bit and talk, with people being all throughout the country or wanting to watch the next morning. I'm going to have to be able to just flow with this and whatever happens, go on when I can. And the, the fans, the chat's going to always come up and support it. So give them content whenever I can, however I can, until I get to daytimes. Brian
writes in, did you hear any rumors about Hendon Hooker while at Indy? I did not, and I do not want Hendon Hooker. I don't understand the fascination some Jet fans have with him. This guy was drafted, had been with the organization in Detroit for the last couple of years, and then when push came to shove and they had a chance to get Teddy Bridgewater, who hadn't played football all year and was coaching high school football, they signed him, and he immediately beat out Hooker on the depth chart and had to come into that playoff game when Goff got banged up. I'm sorry, I just don't see with Hendon Hooker. He wasn't thought of very highly coming out of college. He's done nothing in the NFL that tells me, yep, that's the guy the Jets should trade draft capital for and have him compete with Tyrod Taylor.
So if I understand this correctly, you were out in Indy and wanted nothing to do with any sort of Hooker? That's how I interpreted that. Like you didn't want to hear about it, didn't look into Hooker in any way, shape, or form? Herndon was no interest to you?
Yes, there were no hookers of interest in Indy for me or the Jets.
Okay, all right. I respect the take.
Yes, I think that makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle with a super chat. Have to go JJ since it was Ken O. We took over Dan.
He did say Richard Todd, and he was flowing though. I didn't want to interrupt, but he said we took Richard Todd over Dan Marino.
He was fired up though.
But he was in the moment. We've all misspoken when we're fired up.
100%. He called in from work. I appreciate the effort people are making. I understand that everyone can always watch the show live. They have real jobs. This is my job. That's why I'm live right now. So I appreciate the efforts. If you can't call in when you're competing, that's okay. If you want to record a video in advance, you want me to play on the show, we'll make it as flexible as possible for people. Let's get to some calls now, though. Before we do that, I want to talk about today's presenting sponsor. All you out there, I already know you guys haven't bought a pair of jeans in a long time. That's going to change right now.
Trust me, you'll never go back to your Levi's after you try these. The Perfect Jean is known for its unique denim fabric that stretches for comfort when you're on the go.
I want to feel comfortable in my jeans. The Perfect Jean provides a size for everyone.
You can literally choose the color, style, and size. It doesn't get any easier than buying these jeans.
Do yourself a favor and stop wasting money on jeans that you'll stop wearing after one wash. Get the Perfect Jean.
Look, I sit at a desk all day. I like to be comfortable. When I go out and about, I like to be comfortable. The Perfect Jean has become my go-to jeans since they became a sponsor a year ago. They're comfortable. They got different styles. The denim fabric is tremendous. So for all of you who have not bought jeans in a very long time and you want something comfortable, something as soft as a baby's rear end, the Perfect Jean is the jean for you. Check it out. They have them in all different sizes, young, big, small, all types of men they make the jeans for. So check it out. Perfect Jean. They got 6 fits. Size ranges from 26 to 50-inch waist. So big fellas, you're covered. Little fellas, you're covered. Check it out. I got a promo code for you guys as well. It's linked in the description, or you could just follow what you see on screen right here, theperfectjean.nyc/Asman15, or use Asman15 at checkout. You'll save 15% on your jeans and support our sponsor for today. Shout out to the Perfect Jean for being a part of our show. Shout out to the Perfect Jean for giving me great jeans because I like to be comfortable. Let's say hello to a man that's always comfortable. He is Nick Shine. He is back. Nick, are you ready for some calls?
Let's do it, man. Let's see what the people are thinking. We dropped down to 51-49, and now we're back to 50-50. So let's see if any of the callers can help sway the voting.
Fresh off his win yesterday by one single vote, Johnny Boy is first up today here on the show. Hello, Johnny Boy. Congrats on the W.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're wearing that hat? I want my vote back. We're going to swing it. Can we?
Hey, big win last night for the Heat. I like it, Johnny. I approve.
Yeah, huge win. What's going on, Jake? Good morning, Nick.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I do have to admit, man, both of you guys together on a show like this, man, it sounds good. You guys are rocking and rolling right between each other, so I'm liking it, man. But this one is another close one that you guys have right now. And
nail biter.
I like June. I like JJ. I like the takes that they both, do and whatnot. But, I'm not trying to sway anything, but I think for myself, I'm going to have to go JJ, man. JJ's been on here for a while now as well. No disrespect to June or anything like that, but I'm going JJ, man. He brings it. He's one of the guys that has literally fired up Jake to the point where I've seen Jake take his headset off and slam it on his desk right in front of him. So there's only a couple that can do that, and JJ is one of them as well. But then they met in Vegas, and it was all love as well. So this is a tough one, man.
It's a great
Johnny,
battle.
Can I ask you a question, Johnny? Since you ran a very strong campaign, and at one moment yesterday, you came on with a suit, you unbuttoned it and revealed the Jet shirt and saying, I always wear this. Could you take the sweatshirt off now and show everyone the Jet shirt you have on underneath? Or was it just for show on camera yesterday?
Well, that was because I was at church yesterday, remember? So when I was at church, I went ahead and did the prayer there for us to have a good season. I always have some type of Jets gear on and anything like that.
I see a Knicks hat today. Like, I don't get it. You got to live the campaign, bro.
I mean, I'm a big Knicks fan. Everybody knows that. I'm a big Mets fan as well. But there's Jet stuff all around me constantly. So
that's what I'm looking for. There you go.
So it's never not there. But yeah, man. Now I was at church. I was lighting up a candle, praying for the regime and what they're doing right now as well. Because I bleed green and white, man. So,
Johnny, your early thoughts on going up against Gorman in the round of 32 before we say goodbye.
Charles is a good guy. I do like Charles and everything, but I'm coming for him as well, right? This is all in good fun, but
I believe that's what a few of the ladies at the strip club said too.
And that's my understanding. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out from that actual meeting that he did have in regards to Charles and them ladies. So I don't know, man. More to come from that. Let's just say that. Jake,
we'll tease.
Jake, Nick, you guys are going to be in all about this. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. Big shout out to the whole campaign. But yeah, we're here, man. So, hey, but this day is about JJ and June, and then the big fella later on versus I call him Steve-O, even though I know his name is Paul and all that. But JJ, and of course I got to go with my guy, man, the big fella. So good luck. Keep voting. Everybody keep showing some love. Make sure you guys hit the like, because all the votes yesterday and the likes didn't match up. So if you guys are getting it, make sure you hit the like as well, and go show lots of love to Nick too, man. Nick's show is dope. He's on normally at night, but he's switching it up. So I'm looking forward to that too. So
Johnny boy, congrats on the win, and good luck against your opponent. He's gonna let it rip.
Oh. Great.
Can Gorman fart his way to a championship? That's
why you're the best. That fucking segue.
Speaking of segues, let's check in with a great 4 seed in the train region. He looks like he's on a beach. Kyle Clifton's next. Hey, Kyle.
What's going on, fellas? How are you?
How's the beach?
Oh, man. I know you talk for a living, Jake, but, I don't think that you're usually impaired when you're giving, radio takes. I think that it might be a different type of challenge when you're up on the dais.
I know. I got to watch myself.
Listen, I haven't voted yet, but I'm voting for June. And the reason why is because JJ has abdicated. He's basically conceded. He says he doesn't want to advance, and I'm going to honor that. That said, I like both their calls. I think there's a place for JJ's calls, even though he's part of a group I call the edgelords. They're mostly negative, largely contrarian. Of the edgelords, however, JJ is probably the most civil and probably presents himself the best within the community, in my humble opinion. It's just
can I hear more about the edgelords?
No, I don't want to go into detail. I think we all know who they might be.
What a tease, Kyle. How do you drop something like that and just say, no, we're not going to discuss this?
Well, they're getting leather jackets made up. But,
biker gang.
Yeah, but I think that JJ, if he's truly retiring from the show, he's going to be missed because there is, room for contrarian takes. There is definitely room for negativity because we haven't gotten it right. This franchise, and it's just a matter of I think that just saying I'm going off into the sunset, or whatever. He's going to be missed on the show if he's not calling it, and that's kind of how I feel about it. Lastly, about these quarterbacks. In the recent past, when we've traded up, we haven't given up anything. Even with Sam, it was like maybe a pair of third-round picks with Indianapolis or something like that.
It was 3 2s. They swapped 2s, and then there were 2 additional ones.
Yeah, but it wasn't like these deals when you have to go up and get a quarterback. And the one name that I didn't hear that I was kind of curious as to why was Daniel Jones. Now I know Nick's not going to like him because he doesn't throw downfield. But compared to like Carson Wentz and where he is in his career in Mariota, the way I look at the bridge quarterback is they're just that, a bridge. They're a placeholder. It's a year. You basically try and get them on a 2 or 3 year deal. You front load some of the money, and then you basically can move on from them after that. And maybe they serve as a backup, or maybe you catch lightning in a bottle and you have some leverage if you have to negotiate something long term with them if they happen to pop. That's kind of how I feel about it. Good luck to both the participants today, although JJ has conceded. June to me should be getting the votes.
Well,
Thanks,
Kyle,
guys.
I got news for you. Your endorsement has led to the opposite happening. JJ is up 2 points right now, 51-49. It just flipped during your call.
No, I totally understand because JJ is an OG. He's got good takes. June has good takes. He's brought a lot of recent energy to the show, but a lot of people who go back and probably have a lot of loyalty to JJ. But my vote is going to be going to June because that's what JJ wants.
Wow. I'll tell you what.
Kyle, I got to say one thing before Jake lets you go. I'm totally getting Chris Christie on the beach vibes from the COVID picture. The one that went viral. Like you got that little slouch to the side going on.
And I'll tell you what, then the diet starts today.
It was just a setting. It was a setting joke. That's all it was.
Now,
I appreciate it, guys.
We do have a great question from Love Bites for you there. Are you bikini watching like BMAC is known to do on the beach?
That's a little too creepy for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Clifton checking in. Excellent call. How about the fact his endorsement had the opposite effect? That's incredible.
Well, we're back to 50-50 now. 400 votes, 50-50. Ladies and
unreal.
gentlemen,
I never
we're
thought we'd
getting
get
into
anything
clutch.
like yesterday. It's the next matchup. We're getting the same thing.
And I think there's I have like a 5%, 10% part of the chat that votes for chaos. That will wait, see someone in the lead, and then vote to bring the chaos. Like they want to see it get nuts. There's a small part of the chat that I think does that. So
there's a lot of burners being made. Well, here's what I have to do. I got to increase the limit that it takes for someone to be able to subscribe and be able to chat. Right now, it's just a minute. I'm going to raise the minimums.
You can vote without even being subscribed to the channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
Nikki
didn't know that.
subscribed to your channel yesterday, and Nikki could vote. All you have to do is open the webpage and you can vote. You don't even have to be subscribed in order to vote.
Because the
That's
comment,
a YouTube thing.
Yeah, to comment, you have to be a subscriber. I have that setting on because I want to get more subscribers and, obviously build a community. But I thought only subscribers could vote. I didn't realize people could just do a little dumping and pumping,
Yeah. Nick did subscribe, but he was looking at it yesterday. And that's how I saw. I'm like, wait a minute, you can vote without being subscribed. So yeah, that's a YouTube thing. That's not anything you can do in the settings yourself.
Unbelievable. Scott Foster says you guys are both rocking fire hats today. Thank you very much, Scott. Nick, we had the NY theme going.
I just ordered this. Instagram ad popped up, and there was a 25% off. So I ordered 2 hats. I got one similar coming like that. It's a flat brim though. That I'll wear backwards, but I ordered 2 hats over the weekend.
Leon with an observation. All these Asmaniac callers love to lay down during phone calls.
Jake, you made it such a welcoming environment that people don't even have to get up or I'm just going to call Jake and lay in bed here.
This is unbelievable. I see a comment here from Gary. that he would like to give a speech for JJ. So, ladies and gentlemen, we say hello right now to the 2 seed in the butter region.
Plants are trying to kill me, so I think I'll eat a stick of butter.
Hey, Jake, you know what the best part of my day is? The very best part of my day is?
What's that,
Butter.
Gary?
Eating butter.
Even better than butter. That's second, but that's a good guess, Nick.
Oh, and hi, Gary.
Hi, Nick. How are you? Nick, you want to guess besides butter? Even better than butter. You know what the best part of my day is?
What's that?
Tell us.
When I wake up in the morning and I put your show on, and just for a moment, I have a glimmer of hope that JJ may call in today. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for you, JJ. Screw you, right? Don't do it for yourself. Do it for me as your friend. I need your take. The Jets community needs your take. When Michael Jordan retired, you know what got him back in? Phil Jackson sat him down and said, you're depriving the world of art like Van Gogh. The world.
And he also
needs
said your suspension is over.
Well, okay, let's not try the issue with facts. Michael Jordan was convinced by Phil Jackson that it was in the best interest for the sporting world and for the artistic world to have Michael back in. JJ, we need you back in. So if you don't want to do it, don't do it for you, but do it for me and do it for all the Asmaniacs. We need your opinion. We need your contrarian takes. It can't just be me. Alan's gone. Alan can't come back. I need you here.
All right, now, Jake, if I could give you some breaking news here. Since Gary has been pushing for JJ, June the GM is now back in the lead, 51-49.
Of course.
The opposite, man. It's amazing. People endorse someone. The people in the chat are just waiting to cast their vote. They do the opposite.
Gary, push your support towards June and watch it swing back the other way.
Yeah, Gary, if you want JJ to win, tell us why June's such a great caller.
Yes. I was just gonna accuse Kyle of doing the same thing. He was telling everyone to go vote for JJ, and then everyone to vote for June, and JJ went up. Now I told everyone to vote for JJ, and June retook the lead. Maybe I should just shut up.
But stunning. JJ is back.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I just had to say one thing, because everyone knows how much I love Gary. But I remember when Gary first called in, and he took this show by storm. And after he called in, I called in and I said, "Wow, that guy Gary I really enjoyed his call." And Jake said, "That's because you both are idiots." So this is not fake. Me and Gary have always bonded over our love for the Jets and us knowing a little bit more than what Jake thinks he knows, because Jake just loves everything that the Jets do. I'm sorry, I just had to throw that in there. But yeah, man. Hey, Gary, I'm rooting for you. I actually have you in the final versus Charles, and I think because of the popularity contest of this show, Charles will beat you. But I have you in the final, and you're the one who I want to see go all the way. So appreciate you, man. I'm rooting for you.
I appreciate you, JJ. And obviously, I'm rooting for you. We need you back. And don't do it for you, JJ. Do it for me and do it for all the fans who need you.
But you know what I don't understand? People are like, JJ retired. Why is he calling in? Retirement doesn't mean that you'll never see me again. Retirement just means, I just won't be as active as I used to be. I'm still around.
But what
right?
are you retiring from?
We
If
need
you're
you around.
still going to call in, what are you retiring
No,
from?
I retired from being an everyday caller. At one point, I was an everyday caller, everyday super chatter, everyday commenter. And now, I'm just, you guys will see me when the Jets do something stupid,
So
he's on the Floyd Mayweather play. He's going to fight once a year. Fight once a year. All right.
Speaking of fighting once a year, I think people forget that that I invented the Asmaniac Rumble. It was me versus Neil first, and then it was me versus Dre. Do you have any of that footage, me versus Dre from back in the day?
I don't have it handy right now, unless Gator or Boom.
Well, Gator wants me to lose, which I want me to lose too, but Gator wants me to lose more than I want to lose. So Gator is not going to give you any footage of me. So
yeah, but Gator understands your value to the show.
No, he doesn't. Gator would, if Gator had a perfect world, he would want me to never call again. He would want Alan to never call again, and he likes Gary, so he'll let you still call Gary.
Wait, so you're saying that Gator would want both you and Alan to be retired? Weird.
No, not retired. He would want us to delete our YouTube and never even watch the show again if a Gator had it his way.
I don't think that's true.
Look at him in the chat. Look at Gator. I want you to just retire. I want you to retire, JJ. Stop calling.
If you do 7 calls in one day in one show, does that count as being an everyday caller? It averages out to 1 call per show.
No, because it's on a monthly basis.
Got you. I'm
Yeah, it
trying to
has to be on-
understand the parameters. Forgive me.
It doesn't matter. I know earlier I said something that people disagreed with, that, you know, I should be hung up in the Raptors as a Hall of Fame caller. But before me, the first ballot Hall of Fame caller has to be Gary. I think it goes Gary, V-Man, in terms of just Hall of Fame and consistency and longevity. It would go Gary, V-Man, and who would I put third? That third spot is tough. Maybe a Neil. Maybe Neil third.
We're back
Yeah.
to 50-50. The madness is crazy.
JJ.
You were losing, JJ, and you came on, and the votes have swung back to now being tied.
No, this is not my will. I want June to get me out of here. But yeah, I would say Gary, V-Man, and Neil would be my top 3 inductees for the Hall of Fame for the Jake Asman Show. What do you think about that, Jake?
Gary, V-Man, and Neil. I mean, they're all Hall of Fame level callers. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they'd be. I think you think very highly of yourself, JJ. I don't know if you're a first ballot Hall of Fame caller.
I didn't put myself in the first ballot.
He's in the first ballot. If he's on the
But
ballot,
hold on,
I'm
but
voting for him,
this is the problem. This is the problem with me and
Are you
Jake.
guys
Jake
dating?
doesn't,
Can you two get a room?
Jake doesn't listen to anything I say. I never said I was first ballot. I said Gary's first ballot. I think V-Man's a first ballot, and I think Neil is a first ballot. Those guys would definitely deserve to go in the Hall of Fame before me.
But you said
If you're not voting for JJ, this is
said
like when
with
people get a
me.
baseball ballot and they don't vote for like Mariano Rivera or Ken Griffey Jr. Like one person didn't. Like who doesn't vote for JJ? JJ is absolutely first ballot. Like if you don't
Thank
vote
you.
for JJ, you should have your ballot.
No.
I don't even have a Hall of Fame. This is a hypothetical situation. There's no voting process for this.
He's just announcing his retirement because he wants to get a Hall of Fame bid. That's all he's doing.
I don't have a plaque for you.
I'm not. I
building
can't be
a statue for you. I don't have anything for you.
I can't even be. So here, there's a guy named Peter Castro, right? And Peter Castro always reminds me, because I always say that historically speaking, I was the first negative caller, first negative super chatter. And Peter Castro lets me know that actually he was the first negative one. So technically, I can't be a first ballot because you got to have Peter ahead of me. So I'm just saying though, and V-Man would have been a 1 seed. I don't know what happened. He kind of fell off a cliff. But V-Man was the original Lane Train, Charles Gorman, Bobby Midnight. V-Man started that Chiefs fan. He started that line of callers. So let's give V-Man his flowers.
Now, JJ, I have a video that Gator made. It was inspired by you, apparently. It is a drop I'm supposed to play when people call in and try and be like, "I told you so."
Jake, I told you so. Remember my take 7 months ago when I said that thing that happened? I was totally right, and you were wrong. Say my name, bitch. Say my name.
Yeah, Jake, you remember that time when I said Dan Quinn would be a good head coach, and you said, Dan Quinn, he's nothing without Kyle Shanahan. He's nothing. What am I supposed to say after that? Say my name, Jake. Say my name.
JJ, the best part of being contrarian is being right. Like when I call in about Caleb Williams sucks and Brock Bowers is the best tight end in football, I called it every day, every Monday after Brock Bowers would have 8 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown.
And you don't bring up the takes you're wrong about. That's why it's annoying, Gary. You don't.
If I'm wrong, I'll live with it. I'll pay for it. But if I'm right,
you don't
you're
mention
gonna hear
it.
about
That's
it.
the point.
You're going to hear about it.
You don't mention when you're wrong. You only bring up when you're right. That's the whole point
Who
of that
brings
drop.
up the points when they're wrong?
Yeah,
You
but
can bring them up.
okay.
Who brings up when they're wrong?
I bring it up all the time when I'm wrong about things. I said earlier, I thought the Mike Williams signing, the Tyron Smith signing were good signings. I thought the Jets were going to be good this year. I'm constantly on the record
Well,
with
yeah,
my
we all
opinions.
thought the Jets were going to be good this year. Even Allen picked them to win like 10 games or something.
Yeah, but
my
my point is, you refuse to ever acknowledge when you're wrong. You would never change your opinion on Jaden Daniels. You said you wouldn't take him in the first round after this year, which is nuts.
What? I don't understand what you think my opinion was on. This doesn't make any sense. My opinion on him hasn't changed. He's very good because of his size, because he's built like Kevin Durant and runs like Derrick Henry. He's going to be injured all the time. I don't want him in the first round.
So if the Jets could get Jaden Daniels at 7, you'd say no right now?
So, like, for
right now, Jaden Daniels is in this draft.
I don't want him in the first round. I don't want him in the first round.
That's my point. That's an insane take.
Okay, but,
Okay, but
wrong.
wait.
It's actually wrong thing.
Ask him if we can.
Go ahead.
That's crazy, Jack.
I want to know.
That's a little crazy. To go from number 2 in the draft to the number 2 team in the NFC in 1 year, that's...
He's phenomenal. But I don't want.
But you gotta give credit. You gotta give credit to the coaching staff, and that's the problem with the team right now. I mean, the coaching staff that we put together. I know a lot of you guys are clamoring over it and saying this is such a great coaching staff. The head coach, yes, but the offensive staff that we put together, I don't know. It seems like we're doing the same thing that we did when Robert Saleh first came in, but who knows? But Gary, if we had the opportunity to draft Brock Bowers, number 7 this year, do you do it?
100%.
But Cam Ward is still there. Cam Ward is still there.
I like Cam Ward, but I don't think he's like a franchise-changing guy. I think he's going to be
Cameron.
He'd be good. You like Cam? I like Cam Ward. I don't think he's going to change the franchise, though.
AJ, let's be real. If the Titans, the Browns, the Giants, the Raiders all pass on this guy, is it really a reward to get him at 7 if all these quarterback-needy teams pass on him?
Yeah, but this is a hypothetical. I said Brock Bowers and Cam Ward are available at 7. Brock Bowers is already it's a hypothetical. So hypothetically speaking, if all these teams pass on him, all right. Let me ask you a question, Nick Shine.
Go ahead, buddy.
Cam Ward or Shador Sanders?
I would go Cam Ward, but I'm not trading up for either. I would take Cam Ward.
That's not even close to me.
I like you, Nick. I like you, Nick.
Shador Sanders is Davis Mills.
JJ, do you remember when I helped you up at T Squared?
You know what's crazy? I was just about to say
the soccer ball and you whipped and fell.
I was just about to say, Nick, I like you for 2 reasons, because you want Cam Ward and because you helped me up when I did fall. That is true at T Squared Show.
That was rough to watch. That would be a viral moment that played on the show all the time if that was recorded. That was
nobody recorded it. No one saw it but me and you. I tried to kick a soccer ball, and I missed and I fell, and it was very embarrassing. Has June the GM ever went to a T Squared social event?
I don't think he was watching the show when we had the watch parties because they were dead by the time the Jets fell to 2-6.
So he's like a new caller then.
He's only been calling in within the last few months. That's why he's a 12 seed. It's a great matchup because if we go on recent history, he should be the 5 and you should be the 12, but it's over the last calendar year.
Are you crazy? I should be the 16 seed. I shouldn't even be in the tournament. I'm just happy that you guys remember who I am. I'm retired.
Reverse psychology, JJ, everybody.
It's time for Asmaniac Madness. Who will cut the nets down as the top Asmaniac for 2025? Some of you don't even care, but we do. Let's get to it.
Unbelievable. With the reverse psychology. I know exactly what JJ's doing. I think he's going to win, too. He's going to end up winning. June's up by 2 right now, though. Almost 500 votes cast. 454 votes. This is unreal that it's this tight again. Really is. Some super chats here. Big fella. I'm the OG of laying down during the call. He's not wrong.
He lays on the tummy. That's what makes it unique, and that's why he's a legend.
June, wet hair Gary and JJ. Does this look planned? Interesting. Are they in cahoots on something? Scott Foster, Bonesy, and King Lowski are my Asmaniac OGs. Well, I'll tell you what. Mr. Bonesy's had quite the run lately. He's been calling into the show, so maybe Bonesy's trying to remind people who he be. Same thing, by the way, with King Lowski. We've gotten a few calls from him. Ladies and gentlemen, June, the GM, has called back in to respond. June, I'm trying to be fair. JJ called twice. We'll give you a second opportunity to make your pitch to the voters out there. Hello, June.
Hold up, Jake. Hold, you can hear me?
Hey, June. Yes.
You can hear me?
Yep. Damn it. Call back, June. Let's say hello to Papa Jet in the meantime. Hey, Papa Jet.
Hey, Jake. How you doing?
What's up, Papa Jet? Love the beard.
Thanks. And Nick, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, man. Welcome.
I do tune into your shows sometimes at night. I
appreciate
sometimes I fall asleep, and that's not a knock on you.
I was going to make the joke, so I'm glad you beat me to the punch. I'm sorry I have that effect on you. Nick Shine, melatonin.
That's a knock on me for being getting old, I guess. But I was going to talk some draft, but I'm going to hold off, Jake, until after this tournament because I would probably take a few minutes, and I don't want to cut in on tournament people that are involved in the tournament's time here.
Papa Jet, it's still a Jet show, man. The tournament is in conjunction with our normal coverage of the team. Don't worry.
No, I think I'm going to piss some people off, so I'll give it a month. I'll wait till after the tournament.
Okay. Hey, maybe free agency will influence your opinion on what the Jets might do in the draft.
Exactly. But I'm going to piss people off probably on past drafts, But anyways, I'll hold off on that. But and also I want to commend you, Jake, on your on the combine interviews. That one with Pennington was awesome. I love that guy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Real quick, and as far as the tournament goes, I don't have the bracket in front of me, but I think I had Final Four was Charles, Lane, Mikey, and David T. If I'm right on the bracket there.
The hardest one
yeah, and I got Mikey winning. I got Mikey beating David T. So I don't have Charles or Lane going to the championship. But
wow, upset.
Yeah, but the hardest pick that I had, and I don't have the bracket in front of me. I think it was Gary going against Mikey. Are they in the same region?
Yes, Gary and Mikey are both in the butter region. So that would an Elite Eight matchup if they meet.
Yeah, it took me about 5 minutes to pick that one. That one was probably my toughest pick. And I went with Mikey.
Hey,
but anyways.
Great picks. It's not easy.
Yeah, it ain't. But Jake, you got to make I commented a couple times in the chat there. You got to make the Mikey hands up. I'm telling you, if you sell that on tees and hats, you'll do good.
I like it. Yeah, I got to get an emoji made for Mikey. Joe Mike sent me a prototype this morning. I mean, Mikey's got to be our next channel emoji, especially if he goes on a run in the tournament like I think he is. He's my pick to win the whole thing.
Okay. And then, Nick, I'm probably going to call into your show soon because there's something I want to commend you about, too, but I don't want to waste. Maybe tonight. Are you on tonight?
Not on tonight.
Okay.
You can commend him now. Say something nice about Nick. Commend him. Commend his ass.
I don't know if it'll be too personal for this show, but I'll say it, I guess. It was a few weeks ago. I think it was on the Jake show. It was. You got into a little blowout with Rob. And I think your sobriety, your sobriety got mentioned kind of during there. And I just want to commend you on it because, and I don't mean to get personal here, but alcoholism has run rampant in my family for my whole life. And in fact, my brother, he just went into rehab for the second time, and I'm just praying for him, and I just commend you on it. And I think it was during your show, you said you had a hard time kind of letting go of what Rob said. And, one thing I always teach my kids, and I say it to them all the time, is don't let somebody else's character change yours. Not that he would change your character, but Nick, man, you're battling a demon and you're winning. You're winning.
Yes, sir.
And I just commend you because, again, I get it, and especially with kids and everything involved. So just keep fighting a good fight, man. And you're beating the demon. So just keep it up and be proud of yourself. Definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And good luck to your brother, man. It's not easy. And if there's anything I can ever do to help him or you, let me know.
Well said, Papa Jet. Well said.
Thank you. Thank you for the words.
God bless you guys.
God bless you too, man. Good luck with everything.
Great call there from Papa Jet. That's awesome. Well said. Big respect, Papa Jet, for that. Paul Taxter is the first person to gift the membership in a little while. We've gotten so many this show, and I wonder why. Maybe our best raffle ever. Hall of Fame theme this week. Curtis Martin signed helmet. Darrell Rivas signed helmet. Don Maynard signed helmet. I don't see that much Don Maynard merch out there, so this was tough to get, but we got another helmet secured. And that's right, Joe Willie Namath signed helmet. We gave 2 away during the week of the Super Bowl, but it felt weird doing a Hall of Fame Jet theme raffle and not have the greatest Jet of all time featured in it. So, Paul, you're in the raffle for 5. This is for you, baby. D-Train, Ev Doggy Dog, EC, Chris Westerberg, and Mile High Jet Fan all receiving memberships. Great call there from Papa Jet. Paul, thank you again for the 5 memberships. Let's see, we got more people on the line. June's internet connection wasn't great when he tried to call back in. We gave JJ 2 calls. It's only fair we give June, who's available, his second pitch to the audience. Hello, June.
What in the Silver Linings playbook is what hair guy?
Oh no!
Gary doing Dorsey JJ? Like, was that rigged? Was that planned? Was that planned? Are you serious right now? Eugene, Just
did
like the
JJ
ones who
infect
patent-
June with the internet? June, call back. I think JJ did the old switcheroo with the internet, and June has JJ's internet. I think that's what happened there. Call back, June. I will make sure we get you on right away when I see you.
June, you're up right now, 51-49. Maybe just stay the
Maybe
course.
June should say nothing, honestly.
Yeah.
Is it better to say nothing?
I
don't know. What's the strategy? If you're advising June, are you telling him to call back in or say, hey, stay out of it, you're winning?
If anything, let JJ keep calling in because June takes the lead every time JJ calls in. Defer your calls to JJ.
Yeah, this is like the debate when you watch a football game and your team is up late. Like, do we be aggressive or do we run the prevent defense? should June go into prevent mode or should she stay on the attack?
Or do you go Joe Walton?
Like, June, I would not recommend sending an all-out blitz with an undrafted free agent corner against Henry Ruggs. I don't know if you want to do that, but maybe there's a happy medium. I don't know. God, this tournament is amazing. More calls right now.
Fastest Henry Ruggs ever moved.
Oh my God, Jesus!
Sorry.
I don't know if it's too soon. Is it? I don't know.
It's a bad decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. We head to Vermont, where this guy's standing by.
Oh, you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rogers met. I'm more than just a hat on Bobby.
Hi, Jake. Hi, Nick.
Hey, Bob.
Nick, congratulations on your full-time job.
Thank you, buddy.
And I'm sorry I posted in the wrong Discord. I'm sorry about my thing. I was going to do self-promo. I'm sorry. That was my fault in the chat.
No problem.
So I did do my thing. I called that lady, sent me the papers, and I signed them, and then mailed them off. So, like you suggested, I did it. I agree with you.
Nice.
I'm
Happy to
too
hear that.
old. I need help. I'm getting too old to do it myself. So JJ had perfect internet today, right? Called in.
You're stunning it on a day he needed it to be perfect. He figured it out.
I know. I vote for JJ. JJ, you better stay in this race, boy. I have you winning. Sorry. But JJ and Gary, I agree with both of them. I think JJ should not retire.
Bobby, you can't call people boy.
Okay, no boy. Okay,
Yeah,
no boy.
that's rough.
No boy, no boy, no boy.
It's a tough listen.
God. Yeah. So the Jets should get like one of those quarterbacks you mentioned.
Which one?
You guys like Carson Wentz, you said, right?
No, I don't like Carson Wentz. I want Justin Fields of the three we
Oh,
talked about.
Justin Fields. Yeah. Okay, Justin Fields. Yeah. Everybody seems like that goal. Yeah. And the Giants are not going to get Aaron Rodgers, I don't think. That's ridiculous. You think they're
Now,
going
what
to
are
get
your
him?
thoughts if June wins, Bobby? What your thoughts on
No, I
what that would
like
mean?
June. He's from the Bronx, like me. Me, Genergy, and GM are from the June is from the Bronx.
Who's more
We
hood,
are
you
the-
or June?
Well, I think
Or
he's
Chiefs
mostly June, because that's Jerome Avenue. You ever go to Jerome Avenue in the Bronx? That's some tough area down there. You don't go there for a picnic drive. That's the way to get to Yankee Stadium. And I
Matthew, what's
remember
your thoughts?
Drive.
what?
Where would you go for a picnic drive?
None of them. Probably Vermont, because it's like countryside.
Matthew wants to know what your thoughts are.
I
on
don't even know
Dixon
who
Hall.
this Dixon Hole. I don't know who he is. I
Dixon
don't
Hall.
know.
Lane called in yesterday, identified him as a prospect in play for the Jets.
Is he
They're
a
looking for-
quarterback?
He's a quarterback from Arizona State, Dixon Hall.
I never watched the guy.
I thought Dixon Hall would be a great defensive tackle because he penetrates the gap.
Yeah, wow, that's a good one.
No,
I like
Dixon
that one.
Dixon Hall is. I mean, the guy is accurate, man. He puts the ball right through the hole.
Yeah, that's another one. That's a good one. Yeah. No, I didn't know. So yeah. So Jerome Avenue. Ever go to Yankee Stadium? Drive that way. You get in. These people stop you to spray your windshield down, and you gotta watch out for them. They kind of steal the money off your thing if you have your. You gotta be careful down there. I lived on 233rd Street and Pittman area. And that was pretty safe compared to where June was. But June, me, and Jenny G are from the Bronx.
All right. Well, it looks like it looks like June has a slight lead again, 51-49, as we're approaching the final around 30 minutes left in the show.
Please vote for JJ. I got him to win. But if he goes down, he goes down. JJ, you shouldn't have said you retired. That was the wrong move, JJ.
Or maybe it was the right move, reverse psychology.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's what he's playing. I don't know.
All right,
He's
Bob,
been a
thank you very
long-term
much.
phone, but he had great internet today. Good.
Yes, he did.
Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
All right. How about this for a transition? Watch what I'm about to do here.
Oh
The man who humped Bobby is on the line. The 8th seed in the Butter region, J-Quest.
That's the same jacket. Do you have any Bobby residue still on the front of that jacket?
Probably. It's probably some shit stain somewhere. Nick, Jake, how you guys doing?
What's up, J-Quest?
Nah, but I think I fucked up. So I'm walking to Trader Joe's right now. It's 5.5 miles away from my house. And I forgot I got to pick up my son at 3 o'clock. I think I'm fucked. But I'm going to keep walking. Baby.
You look great. Now, how has life changed for you since your family watched you make the tournament on Selection Sunday last week?
Oh, it's great, man. My kids are finally smiling. My wife's having sex with me. I mean, it's fucking a blast, bro. I'm loving it. But I have a tech question, actually, for once in my life.
I don't know what's going to happen if I don't get in.
We might lose the house again.
I know. It's going to be the third time, but let's just see. It's about to come on. Let's see what happens. Look at the screen. Look, it's about to come on. 3, 2. Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We're in! We're in! Let's go! We're in, baby! We're in! Woo! We're not losing the house! Yeah, Jake!
Yeah, baby.
Well done, buddy.
No foreclosure for us, baby. So, no, do you think we can get Fields, right? And if so, what do you think we get to pay him? And can you see us drafting Fields? I'm sorry, signing Fields and also drafting the quarterback in the late rounds?
Yeah, I think it's realistic. The Fields, I don't think stops them from taking a developmental guy or from potentially getting their quarterback long-term next year either.
Like how much will it cost, though, you think?
10 to 15 million on a one-year style deal.
I mean, I think he got 1 for 8 in Pittsburgh this year. If you're the Jets and you're going to bring him in, you give him 1 for 10, and then you incentivize it, right? Playing time, touchdown tiers, win tiers. You know, you can set him up like last year. Tyron Smith had a $6 million base, but based on starts, it could have escalated all the way up to 21 million if we won the Super Bowl and he started every game. You could do something like that where, hey, the better you play, the longer you play, the better we are with you. You make more.
Yeah, because I'm hoping we get someone that's mobile for a change. You know, you see what Lamar Jackson's doing. Mahomes mobile. You know, friggin' Rodgers is like so immobile. He couldn't get out of the pocket. He's too slow and old. So, I'm going to start jogging now.
A whole new... Oh, boy. Look at him smiling. He's so proud of himself.
All right, guys. See you guys later. I'm going to train tracks.
Run like the wind.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Chasing a school bus.
The 8th seed in the Butter region. I think that video J-Quest made is going to do him wonders in that matchup because that video is so fun. My favorite part about it, too, is when he's like, oh, we're going to lose the house again for the 3rd time. And his daughter just can't keep a straight face and she starts cracking right away.
I mean, sometimes reality touches home. We don't know what that family's going through. We hope and pray for the best for all of them.
Now, Nick, I'm going to have to do something that I need your help with. All right. Normally, I would just go to commercial break because I very rarely have a guest on this long, but you're not. Okay. You're not just a normal guest. You're a friend, content creator. I have to run to the bathroom real quick. I got a bunch of callers on the line here. I'm going to give you an elite one to chop it up, and I'll be right back. That sound good?
Let's do it. Who you got?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you someone that I know you could really break it all down with. The great Chef Kevin is on the line. A couple guys in New Jersey. Chef,
my man,
Nick, take it away.
What up, guys? How you doing?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I got Nick. What's the word, man? How you feeling?
Not much, man. Thank you for those words you sent this morning. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just
how
to
you
follow
feeling,
up,
man?
Nick, I'm great. I mean, I'm normally off on Mondays. Like, I called last week too on Jake's show on a Monday from work just because, like, St. Patrick's Day, man. Like, hopefully I get the luck of the Irish in this tournament. But with St. Patrick's Day in a couple of weeks, man, it's game time right now. And because I get paid salary, it's what it is, man. Like, there's some days where I could leave a little bit early, some days I come in a little bit later, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's my job to make sure that the things get done. So, here on my day off, which is fine, but I got to crank the stuff out. But if you don't mind, man, like Papa Jet, what he said as well, he just mentioned that his brother is going through, some
Yeah.
difficult times or whatever. I just wanted to send my prayers out to his family and his brother to make sure that they're all good, because just knowing that
Yeah,
my
man.
father has been down that road, and he's messed up several times in his life and was able to rebound, and now we celebrated 44 years this past October.
Awesome.
It's a remarkable program, man. The 12 steps, man. Like, AA,
That's
I'm not
great.
here to be preachy with anybody, but just knowing you, Nick, the time that I had with you, I've met you a bunch of times. I first met
Yeah.
you over this the training camp this past year. Me, you, and Nick. It was me, you, and Jake. We were chopping it up during the training camp and everything like that. What a great time that was, man. With you.
And thank you for allowing me to cut in line with you. That
Yeah.
was great. There was a long ass line, man. And I called Jake when I got out of the car, and he's like, "Come over here. We're with Chef Kevin." I was like, "Where are you at?" He's like, "Look right." And I looked, and you guys were right up front, man. Yeah, that was a rock star move on your part, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I was following you before that, so it just made sense, man. And the people that have met me know who I am, man. I'm chill, laid back, all that kind of stuff. Once people start talking about me, that's when I'll clap back a little bit or whatever. But for the most part, man, I'm chill. At the end of the day, I'm a chef, which things get hot, things get heated or whatever. If y'all seen cooking shows, y'all know it gets a little intense or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those guys where I remain cool, I remain focused, because the most important person in this business are the guests, are the people receiving the food. Like, we're there for to create an experience, and with us being here since 1933, it's making sure that the drinks are straight, the beers, the liquor, all that stuff is good or whatever, and then the food. I understand you got 2 years, and congratulations to you, man.
Thank you.
We got awesome mocktails.
Not yet. Sunday night.
We're there, man. We're there, and with what
yeah.
you've been able to
We
do,
will.
man, I have no doubt you'll be able to meet that, man. But again, man, it's every day. It's every day what you got to do just to make sure that you get through the day and all that. But hell of a job, man. You're
you,
part
brother.
of a
Appreciate
great
it.
community. The work that you do, man. The late nights. I'm sorry, I'm not able to really contribute that much with the
Yeah.
late night. But I'm a part of the rewind game, man.
I
You
know.
be having some funny epic shows, man. You really do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And there'll be some morning shows coming up now with the schedule. I'll be
Yeah, I
getting up
heard
early.
that.
I might be going on 9:30, depending on what time Jake goes on. Me and Jake talk all the time. So hey, you going 10:30, you going 11. This way I could set my schedule, and I'll find a way to get in there. I love doing this too much to not still find ways to do it. And I don't think Jake is that bad of a guy, Chef. I'm not going to allow you to come on his show and speak about him in that manner.
Hey, don't mess me up with the brackets, man. Come on, Nick.
Now wait a second.
Hold
Don't worry.
on.
I heard
King
everything
Chef.
happening, and I multitasked. By the way, I was posting a YouTube short from yesterday's show talking about trading up as I was listening in. So excellent job by you two.
There we go.
Yeah,
there
it's
we
a pleasure.
go.
I always talk to Kev.
Since it was brought up about Hall of Fame, I don't know if this is something like a new thing or whatever, but I said this during the before the brackets were released, that Bonesy, before he was talking smack about me, Bonesy, Neil, V-Man, Lowski, like those are the goats in my opinion. Like, those guys are like the real reasons why I was able to like still stay engaged. Obviously, Jake, with all your points and takes and everything that you have going on, like, God got us entertained, and with Gator and all his stuff, plus the guests that you bring on. But those four, man, those are legendary people, man. And just to know that I got two of those cats, V-Man and Bonesy, in my region, like, Nick, no shade at all, man. The community did their thing or whatever. Lane Train, obviously Train region, he's the number one, but we're sleepers over here. Like, we should be the nap. We should be the sleep region, because everybody that's just asleep in our region, like Phenom, where is he at? I'm not calling him out. I'm just saying, like, I haven't heard him, BMAC. He hasn't been doing much.
Phenom
Like,
commented on a video I had the other day, and I responded. I go, "Where you been, Phenom? You're in
where
the
you been,
tournament."
man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen Rick Kemp, but I haven't seen Robert C. V-Man, he had his one appearance or whatever. He looked like he just woke up from a nap. Like, it's Doug. I think he's still sleeping on the couch. Like, I think our region, like, we're sleepers. All of us are really good quality callers, top through bottom. I just don't know the groomer cat. That's the only head scratcher for me. I'm not trying to throw no shots at him. Charlie the dog. Yeah, I haven't.
He's an odd guy.
Okay.
But, so we have him going up against V-Man because you want to have the oddest pairing in an opening round. We've done it there.
Jake, in all due respect, there's 64 people in the tournament, and that's the guy you chose to single out and say he's a weird guy.
Well, he had like the thing with the Barney, and I don't know. I like Charlie. He's a good guy, good caller. He doesn't call a ton, but he was weird enough to make the tournament, which is a testament to his call. So I'll give him that.
I never saw his call, but if you're singling him out and saying that's the weird guy, holy shit, I gotta find this call.
This is a fascinating region though, because I think Lane has a very intriguing path, but I wouldn't sleep on Rick Kent and Robert C. giving Lane a challenge in that round of 32, assuming Lane gets past 25.
Jake, here's my thing with Lane. Like, there was a time during this past regular season where we didn't get a Lane call. And then when we did, it was just the craziest suspense because he would be on. It would be like worse than Mikey Midnight. He'd be on, and then he would say something, and then it would just cut away. And we're like, no. He would call back, and the same thing. But those are epic. Like, dude, I remember that. I remember those calls. And that was Lane for like a couple months straight of just calling up, having crap internet service or whatever it was. And then it would be during that same time, too, where you would see him on like Bobby's show or something else, and his internet was perfect. And it's like, dude, like, what's up with your like how you not get your internet straight? But he would still have these epic calls and not even be on the line for so long. And that's just a testament to Lane himself, because he's a goat, man. Like that dude with his calls yesterday too. Like my man Lane, like he's a beast. He's a problem. He's definitely a tough out in
Dixon
the
Hole, get ready. Dixon Hole to the Jets. Pick 7, Arizona State. He's climbing up draft boards. He's done it again.
I can't, dude. I can't. That Knoble stuff, obviously classic. Now with this the Dixon, I can't, man.
Kevin,
I heard that yesterday. I'm like, Lane, come on, man. You can't be for real. You really doing this? This is your scouting stuff, man.
Kevin, you're the man. Big fella super chats. He says, Chef Kev's the best. Go Cloverleaf Tavern. That's right. If you're in North Jersey, Cloverleaf Tavern, Caldwell, New Jersey. Let's go.
I appreciate the support, guys. I just wanted to hop on. Since I'm at the job, I'm banging some stuff out. We got St. Patrick's Day coming up. I don't know when I'm gonna be, on or whatever, going against Snowball. I see he had a little resurgence of wanting to jump on and call, which I appreciate. And I saw he called me out on another show, which is like, that for me, I thought that was really funny. But I'll comment on that later when we get closer or whatever. But it should be good. Jake, Nick, excellent job with the brackets, what you guys got going on. We talking about this stuff, and we ain't even really talking about Jets.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Kevin checking in. Excellent call. All right. I don't want the show to be like 3 hours long, but I mean, the voting is as tight as it's been. So please get your votes in. Let's say we're on for at least 15 more minutes or so. June, the GM is up 51. As I'm talking, 50-50. I never thought we'd get immediately something this close again.
So one of the viewers reached out and asked me about a max time. Like, each show might not have the same amount of time. Like would you consider you cut it off? Like, if you go have a longer show, would you cut it off at the 2-hour mark? Is there like a spot where like you're going to say, okay, or you're just going to set it right at the end of the show?
Yeah.
That was a question. I thought it was fair because some shows might have different time of voting available. And
I don't know, but it's random though. We get like, you can't find 2 hours to open up your phone and quickly vote. Like, everyone's got to be able to find 30. It takes 30, even if you can't watch the show live, you can't find 30 seconds to vote. I don't know.
I said I would ask. I did my part.
Yeah, I'll consider it if there's a better way to do it. I mean, this is the first time we're doing this. So we're all learning here.
Yeah,
But,
it's
I
right
mean,
on the
it's
fly.
all right. Let's rapid fire through some calls. Mikey Midnight is on the line, but I don't know if he's actually there, Nick. Mikey?
Hey guys, you hear me?
Whoa, I don't see you, Mikey.
Yeah, you see me now?
No, but we
You
hear
hear
you.
me?
But hold on. Even if we can't see you, we can hear you, Mikey. So just don't touch anything because I don't want to lose you altogether.
I'm here.
Mikey, fantastic job typing your name in. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah, because I got lost in the thing and I put my name in, Mikey Woodruff. Yeah.
Yep,
Guys,
that's
I'm
Woodruff.
so
You
happy.
nailed it.
I'm happy about your job too, like Nick, you know that?
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
And you smell like it's cooking?
Hey, Mikey.
Smell what
Yeah, I
Chef
love
Kevin
you
is
guys,
cooking.
You know that.
Mikey, what are your thoughts
sure
on
you can. We had to visit them.
Mikey? What are your thoughts on this matchup right now between June and JJ? I think a Mikey endorsement could swing the election here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a triple overtime.
He's right.
Yeah, they go. They should rap together. You know, they make a good rappers. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool, right? And
Yeah, we know you know how to rap.
I hate that you fixed that, Jake. I hate that you fixed that. I'm so pissed at you right now.
I'm a professional, damn it.
I like Dixon Hall for the Jets too. He could
Dixon
find a
Hall.
hole easily.
Yeah.
You prefer Dixon Hall?
No, I want Justin Fields better. Yeah.
I'll
love
take Justin Fields.
And then his homeboy still on the Jets, the Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
And then you know what we should trade for? The guy from Seattle, the wide receiver too. If you could get him, the wide receiver, you could get him.
DK Metcalf
somehow. Yeah, that would be cool.
I'll take DK
We
Metcalf.
could just trade him to Seattle. Yeah. Yeah, let's trade him, Adams to Seattle for him. DK Metcalf. That'd be a great trade.
I'm
You
in.
Don't lose anything.
Now, Mikey, I'm just trying to get an idea for what you're wearing because I think everyone's fascinated. We can't see you.
I'm
I'm
wearing
gonna.
my jacket because I'm going in the store soon. I got my fenders.
I was gonna ask, are you wearing suspenders?
Yeah, I am. I'm wearing my
Oh, no.
jacket. I'll go. And I'm at the best Jet fan you ever saw in your whole life. Right, Jake?
Jake, I got some breaking news
Jake,
for you
you're
right
the
now.
best too, right? Oh, yeah.
Breaking news. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and, you guys like
JJ
brothers. You like
Hold on one second, Mikey. JJ and June are at 50%. But just like yesterday, the YouTube bar in the chat has JJ slightly ahead.
Wow.
JJ has come back and taken the lead, it looks like.
This is unreal. I mean, when I end the show, it will give me an exact amount on who won. When I end the poll, I mean, it feels like it's going to be one of those where it's in the hands of YouTube to determine a winner.
Yeah,
Wow.
yesterday, if you screenshot it and zoom in, you could see that the 150% is slightly ahead of the other.
Man, this is what March is all about, folks. Asmaniac Madness, living up to it. Mikey, you're the man.
Hello, I'm Mikey. I'm Bobby's little bro. Have you seen Jake Graves? She's so beautiful. I love my boy Jake, but not in a gay way. I am so happy. I'm not going to touch anything, I promise.
Unbelievable. All right, let's try and get through our last couple calls. Please make your points as quick as possible. Adam, then Philly, then Stan, then Cheats fan should round us out here. What's up, Adam?
Hey, dude. Just wanted to thank you again for organizing this. This is a celebration of Asmaniacs. I mean, it's just there's someone for everybody here. It's an incredible crew. So awesome putting this one together. Hope we make this an annual thing.
Hey, we're off to a great start. I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah, Nick and Jake, question for you, football related, actually, for once. So Justin Fields, right? Is there like sort of consensus that Justin Fields is floor is a high floor that he could just be like a perennial backup for years in the NFL because he's got enough skill.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think he's gonna have a long career in the league. Like, I don't think he's gonna be like out of football in a few years.
Yeah, so perhaps the thinking is maybe not a 1-year deal for Fields, but why don't you give him like a 3-year, $30 million, 3-year, $36 million? Keep him here. Worst case scenario, he's your backup that replaces Tyrod. Best case scenario, you got a really good deal, and it gives him a chance to re-up in 3 years. So maybe he isn't a 1-year rental. Prove it.
I don't think that's smart for Fields in his camp, because when you see guys like Darnold, Mayfield, and Geno bounce around the league, sometimes it's a matter of just getting with the right coaches in the right situation. Don't lock yourself in. You play the 1-year deal until you find the right situation, and then you capitalize upon it. But we thought Darnold was going to be a backup, and now he's going to get some really big money. We thought Baker Mayfield was done, going from Carolina to the Rams, and then now he got a big deal. Geno, people laughed about Geno, and then he got his deal. So you go year to year until you can cash in big. You don't want to lock yourself in and lose money if you do get into the right system and then you hit it big.
You also maybe don't want to spend that much money on a backup. Like, ideally, you draft and develop a guy that's your long-term backup that costs you no money. Like, the Bengals aren't paying Jake Browning anything. He's a good backup. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how you want to build your team.
Yeah.
I think it'd be like a 2-year deal, not 3, Adam. Like what the Jets signed Tyrod for. If you can get Fields on a similar deal, you do it. But I think to Nick's point, he's right. Fields looks at himself as a starter in this league. And he's like, I'm going to take a prove-it deal, go prove I could do what Darnold did, what Baker did, then get paid.
Yeah. Well,
if you wait into your mid-30s, you get past 32 years old, like Tyrod, I think 36 now, that's when you can do, all right, if someone team wants me for a couple of years, you know what you are. You've exhausted all your options with trying to be a starter in the league, and you accept that role. But I still think Fields is at an age where he's hoping it works out somewhere. So
yeah, no, all good. I mean, it'd be good for us if we got that kind of deal, but I get it. It's not likely at this stage, but worth a try. So anyway, keep it all up.
Great call, Adam. Great call. Adam's in this
Be good,
tournament
man.
next year if he keeps calling, no doubt about it. RTS says, Tyler Shuck, quarterback. How do y'all feel about him? I'm just interpreting what he wrote here. I believe that's who he's talking about. I don't have a strong opinion one way or another. I mean, he's played a lot of football. It doesn't bother me that he's 25. In fact, I think it's helpful that he started a lot of games. He's got some injury problems. If you told me they took him on day 2, day 3, fine. He's not my preference. In the second round, if you took him in the third round, I'm more open to it.
Yeah, you're at that point, you're just rolling the dice, right? There's no strong opinion about anybody who's going to be drafted at the back end, if maybe not even drafted at all. Who knows? But we'll see.
Zoink wants to know, how's it decided who wins each round? It's based on the votes in the YouTube chat. People filled out bracket pools. They made their own picks, but that does not influence the overall brackets. Gorman won because people voted for him to win. Johnny won because one more person that voted for him then voted for Jason Jerusalem. That's why Johnny won. So it's all about voting. Your voice matters. Your vote matters. And it's 50-50 again.
Vote matters.
Oh, my God.
This is proof. 2 days in a row.
If you're just tuning in, JJ versus June is coming down to the final minutes here. Bonesy says, sorry, Jake, but love Joe Bones. He's walking around like a P word, huffing and puffing because I was on hold and not helping. I almost had a Bonesy call for us, but he's back to work. All right, more calls here. Philly Noodles is up next. Hey, Philly.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I love this. This is like draft. This is like straight analysis during like the series and just watching the NCAA. Nick, you're killing it. I was wondering what happened to that kid with the voice, Jake. Remember that kid?
What kid with the voice?
He was working at some store and he had like an amazing voice, and we're like, "Yo,
the announcer kid, the kid who was doing an announcer, the college kid."
Yeah, he called a little bit, and then we haven't heard from him in a couple of weeks.
Oh man, yeah, he would have been killing it here just for like introduction point. But yeah, back to Rook. I don't know if you guys saw in the comments, someone's trying to say Darius Slay got dropped. I don't know if that's legit. I didn't get no ESPN notification.
Well, yeah, the Eagles are releasing him. I don't know if the Jets would sign him though. Like, he's an older player. You're going to pay big money for a player of his caliber when you're not a one player. I don't know. I mean, Darius Slay's a really good player, but he's also 34 years old. I don't know if the Jets are going to sign him.
I feel like I don't know how you guys think about after the combine's not completely ended, seeing how everyone ran and did their thing. I feel like Will Campbell solidified himself as more than likely going to the Patriots. It just feels like it. You know what I mean? to protect May. And then at that point, everything else could just be up to grabs. I would love to see a scenario where we just go up to 5 and we can get Ward instead of going up to 1 or 2. But it's like, I don't know what the Giants feel. You know what I mean? Like, what are they? If we could just get like a little snippet into there and see what they think. Do they think more Sanders or Ward? I feel like the consensus just being Ward as a top player right now is really swaying. It's going to sway what happens 100%. And then if Sanders falls
what
to
the
us,
Giants
we're
do, what the Giants do impacts everything because they're definitely a team that needs a quarterback. So it's hard to picture one of the quarterbacks not being picked at 3 if the Giants don't trade up themselves.
And we're not taking Sanders. So is it a full recalculation? Maybe we just trade back. Then he's sitting at 7. You're like, all right, I could take.
How do we know they're
down
not taking
Warren.
Sanders? We don't know that.
Ooh, well, I mean, he could go to the Raiders. Depending on where Darnold goes, but I don't know. It's really this is a weird one. It's really up in the air. But I don't know. I hope we can just slide up to 1. Do what we got to do. I'm with that.
Wow.
You guys know with that for sure.
Philly Noodles wants to be aggressive all the way to 1. I mean, look, if you love the guy, you got to be willing to pay a lot. But if you hit on it, it's worth it. That's what it comes down to. As we said at the top of the show.
Yeah, I don't know if I would put my entire job on trading up for Cam Ward or Sanders. Next year, Sellers, Nussmeier, possibly Aller, if he fixes his reads through his progressions. We see he's big, he's physical, he can run. He becomes a better pocket passer. I like all 3 of those guys better than these guys. If I'm giving up assets, I give it up for those 3 over these 2. That's me.
Nick, do you hear that?
What is it? It's this
Beastbreaker.
Beast?
Gonna be heading out in about 5-10 minutes. I'm going out to Cicero. Little action hit. Little Mega Man. And don't worry. Oh, trading news has just went up. DJ Reed is gone. Tyler Cochran is gone. It was just posted up this morning. There, bye-bye. I want to just say to DJ, you did great. You played good here, but unfortunately, you only played good this much. But sooner or later, you'll come back. Don't worry. And Brigger, you're coming with me. I know where I'm taking you. 10 rounds. I'm going to take you to 10 different stages of pain, suffering, screaming, and ultimate annihilation beyond the apocalypse. And don't think the apocalypse is coming. The apocalypse has just begun. And the time on the clock for you is running low. Because you know what comes with it? Do you remember Iron Maiden's The Trooper? You better be my little trooper, because if you're not, it says, bye-bye. Now it's time for me to get ready, because I got to get out of here in 10 minutes. So until next time, as they say on Batman, same bad time, same bad channel. Until next time, Batman is on his way.
Hey, Beast, can I ask you a question? Beast, I've never been on air with you. Can I ask you a question?
Please do.
All right. You seem to be huffing and puffing just from doing this promo. Do you think you'd be able to go 10 rounds?
No, not really. No. But it is a psych out job. Do you remember Rope-a-Dope? Do you remember the fight between Ali and Frazier?
No.
That one
Why
has
do you
been
have
brought
a
up hundreds
British
of times
flag?
for the great Jesse Ventura.
Why do you have a British
But
flag?
I do make some. What?
Why do you have a British flag?
My grandmother came from this country a long time ago. That's why I carry it. Also, the bands behind me, like Dragon Force, Iron Maiden, Motorhead. Hey, I love these guys. They came from this country. How do you think started the NWO BHM? Come on. Iron Maiden, Motorhead, Def Leppard, Tigers of Pantang, Diamond Head, Angel Witch, Venom. The list goes on. Everybody got their own way of life. But I'm getting ready.
I would have
Tell
bet
me.
everything that I have that was the rebellion flag he was unfurling.
No.
That was the British flag, Jake.
This is my grandmother's flag. Oh, yesterday there was an insult, but I'm not going to talk about it. I got to get out of here, okay? I'll talk to you guys later.
Now
full
look what
gabagool.
you've done.
Offensive line, defensive line.
Beastbreaker
Offensive line. The first thing I'm going to
666.
address-
No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut your call off and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. Do you understand me? You catch my drift?
Are you seriously on crack? I think somebody
Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
How about you bend over and taking up the booty hole behind the 7-Eleven?
What a turn of events. Jets Johnny putting Beastbreaker in the hole, and Beastbreaker recognizing it. The most mature approach I've seen from Beast. Rather than scream and yell, he tried to leave before we sent him to the hole.
He's
like, I
trying
gotta
to
get out
get
of
a
here.
preemptive strike.
Look, I know a lot of people don't like Beast, but that's maturity right there. The old Beast would have just went crazy. This guy was just like, I'm going to get out of here before you put me in the hole.
I tell you what, man, the feedback from the chat, and the chat will remember, he unfurled a British flag. Dave Briga, you got your marching orders now, my friend. You
Dave.
roll out a USA, you roll out the Stars and Stripes, you might have an upset in the making. There you go.
Dave.
There it is.
Okay, go get a big flag and drape it around you. That's what needs to be done here, and you might have a chance of taking down Beast in a 15-2. By the way, Jets
Could've
Johnny,
sworn
10 raffle
that
entries.
was the
with this.
rebellion flag. I could have sworn he was unfurling the rebellion flag.
I didn't understand why he had flags. I was just like, where's this going?
I think that everyone says that every time he comes on. Where's this going?
I was like, oh my God. Jets Johnny, you're in for 10. Last chance to get a raffle
Awesome.
entry for today. Namath helmet added if you're tuning in late to go with our other 3 epic prizes. Maynard signed helmet, Revis signed helmet, Curtis Martin signed helmet. Hall of Fame theme is this week's raffle theme. All right, let's get to Stan. Then we'll update the polling. We also have the closer on the line. Hello, Stan.
Hey, guys. Hey, Nick. Nice to meet you. You're doing a
Hey,
great
Stan.
job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I like your
Six,
calls.
six-
You're a good caller.
Oh, thank you. 666 is the number of the beast according to Iron Maiden, so that all fits. But anyway, I was going to ask you 2 things, Nick. One, first of all, congrats on your program. That's fantastic stuff.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best there.
Thank you.
You have a little like washing machine logo on the bottom of your screen. What's that about?
Yeah.
It's got a Jets name on
So it does. Gator made this for me. And there is a washing machine there because there was a run of a couple weeks that every time I was doing a show, I was doing laundry during the show. So that it took on a world of its own. And you know Gator, when Gator gets a thought in his head, he snuck it in there. He made this great background for me. But then that's like his little signature to put the washing machine in the corner. It was an ongoing joke a couple months ago. And no, Gator, you suck.
That's cool. Jake, you know, for the Asmaniacs out there, I have a proposal, and it involves Chef, because the news came out this week where the Jets training tables food quality is the worst in the league, reputedly or reportedly. So I would like to propose to the Jets nation that we send Chef in there to test it all out and see if that A is true, and B, maybe he's like chef de cuisine and can recreate the whole training table thing. That could help the Jets long term, you know?
I like it. The Jets should hire Chef Kevin to be one of the smart decisions they can make this offseason. So I'm with you, Stan. That's a great idea.
Well, he's not going to poison the food, right? He's a Jets fan.
No, he's definitely not.
And last
And
thing,
we would have a great inn at the building too. So I'm
That's
all for this
right.
one.
That's right. That's right. And, last thing, this term weird or weirdos has been bandied about. And I'm just going to propose to prefer to call all the Asmaniacs, particularly in the bracket people, the Madness participants, that they're not weird or weirdos. I would say special or unique as a kind of little toned down term for them. You know what
I
I'm
like
saying?
it. We have a lot of uniqueness, I would say, Stan, in our community here. I would say greatness. I would say
a lot of individuality.
Yes. We have a lot of greatness, individuality, uniqueness, however you want to describe it. I'd argue Jet fans, and specifically this community that supports this channel, the best in all sports.
Absolutely.
So I saw Bonesy on the line, and then he just cut out again. Hey, Nick Shine just gifted 5. Are you kidding me? Nick Shine is in on the raffle.
Man.
Now, if I win the raffle on your show, can I raffle it again on this show?
Same thing. If I win yours, it's going off on my channel. I know your prizes are fantastic, so I got to make sure I'm in there to win it.
I love it. Michael Reptar, Alan S. Justa, MV Brando, and Tigo Nask all receiving memberships there from Nick. I don't know if I said Jet Guy NYC or Michael Reptar. He was going fast, but that's the 5 right there. What a show raffle-wise. All right, going into our last caller here. Nick, I'm seeing 50-50 on my end. 50-50 with 571 votes cast. This is, once again, going to potentially come down to me ending the poll and seeing who's up there that YouTube declares the winner. This is unbelievable.
It's swaying one way, it looks like, with the gray bar, but there's still time. Get your votes in, everybody. This is fine. Can I make a prediction right now?
Yes.
I think this afternoon show, we have our first blowout. It's been very close so far. I think this afternoon, I'm going to go Big Fella. I think you're looking about 78 to 83% of the vote for Big Fella. I think I think Big Fella is beloved. He's never really given bad takes. He's never swayed the wrong way and been in arguments with people. He's always looking out for the community. I think Big Fella is adored in the community.
Yeah.
And I think that is our first blowout.
Wow.
That's my prediction here. Big time.
By the way, Jets Johnny wants me to give his raffle entries to Jay Graves. How about that, Johnny? I'll put Jay Graves down for 10 if you insist.
Oh, Mikey punching the table right now at home. You're making moves on Mikey's lady.
Oh. Hey, shout out to Benny, a longtime supporter of the show. Jake and Nick, my 2 goats. Much love, brothers. Thank you very much, Benny. Appreciate your support.
Thanks, Benny. Appreciate you, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do one last call. Then we're going to close the voting here and declare a winner in one of the closest matchups we've ever had. It's also only the 3rd matchup we've ever had, but it's just as close as yesterday's matchup that got decided by 1 damn vote. Ladies and gentlemen, the closer's here.
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Yo, congrats on your job, Nick.
Thanks, bro.
Also, I got gifted a membership, so if you can add me to your server back if you can, please and thank you, sir.
It's people who pay for it individually, not gifted.
Oh, if I
Make
gift
that
him,
change. Next time.
if I gift a membership, can I join them?
Sure.
Let him in. Let him in. Let him in.
And
Chiefs fans
anything
are
for I don't want to upset a 1 seed. That's
okay,
not
I'll gift a membership. That
Sounds
when I
good,
can.
Mike.
I got my
Sounds
trust
good.
fund money in. I'm hoping you guys get Justin Fields, but I have a feeling the Steelers are just gonna sign him. I've heard some of the wildest takes. Some people think the Steelers are gonna draft Quentin Ewers, and you know how them drafting the quarterback didn't go well. So I'm like, maybe you guys can draft a good one. I want you guys to like get a decent quarterback in the next round. Like if you guys trade up, I don't think it's worth mortgaging your future. Like you guys were saying earlier, I agree. You don't have to mortgage your future the first season. You have to play it out the first season. See if you can get a veteran. And hopefully, if you get wins, hopefully you learned a lot behind my quarterback and Andy Reid. Could you imagine Wentz comes in 9-win, 10-win season?
No,
I just don't think he's any good.
No,
I can't.
I can't. Positive, but not even I can see that.
I always try to stay positive, but I think Justin Fields can take you guys to a winning season at least.
It's possible. There's at least a scenario where he does what Darnold did or Mayfield.
Yeah, but if you guys draft that for Ward, I know fans will be happy and fans will be pissed. But right now, you're like rebuilding. You don't want to give up more stuff. You're not in the position where the Rams raffled off everything and then went 5-12 the next season after winning the Super Bowl. Like you're trying to build an organization.
Now, Cheats fan, you wrote in earlier that you got some blood work done. So how did that go?
Good. They couldn't get it done on the arm. They got it done on the leg. I got big fat legs, so that works for them.
Give us a visual. What are we looking at here?
They got it. They got it up here, because they got it right up here to the top. Guys,
That
I wasn't
motion
able
that
to.
we were seeing did not look good. Thank you for
I
clarifying.
wasn't able to
European
get
time.
it done here because they didn't want to risk it so close to my cast, and they couldn't find a vein here. Like there was a time when I had to get surgery done, and they knocked me out because I was stressed out, and then I woke up with them removing something from my neck. Like I've had blood taken from my neck before.
Have you ever drank any blood?
No. The only time I've ever tasted it is like, you know, when you get your teeth pulled and you're constantly changing the gauze pads. That's
Yeah.
the only time I've ever tasted it.
You know what they say about you, Cheats fan? Nobody makes you bleed your own, or nobody makes you taste your own blood.
Yeah, I don't like that. But I
Yeah.
hope everything goes well for you guys. I know the draft is so far away, but like we're like 9 days away from free agency. It wouldn't surprise me if you guys signed the quarterback on the first day, but it also wouldn't surprise me if it's like Jets thing to sign a quarterback in April.
Hey,
Or
Cheats fan, who's more hood, you or June the GM, who called in earlier to talk about his hoodness?
I don't know, but like I've grown soft over the years. I've been out of Chicago since 2016, but like the old me used to put up with pain more tolerant because I used to be scrapping all the time. But like, you know, once you get into your 20s and your 30s, you try to maintain adulthood and try to do stuff. But like even in your 20s, you would like in my 20s, I would show up to work either drunk or hungover or baked out of my mind or hungover from all the weed I was smoking in my 20s. But like speaking of weed, I'm like, I hope to face weed to people in the next round. No offense, Rob. But I just hope everything works out for you guys. I'm like, the color green, come on. Like it's March. Let's have something positive about the color green for you guys.
Who you have, Cheats fan? Your endorsement here could decide the matchup. It's tied at 50-50 going into the last call. Who do you got?
I have June. 100%.
He's going with June, people.
But I'm gonna say this: I gotta stick with someone else who grew up in the ghetto and all that stuff. Even if we're from different ghettos, we gotta stick together in this world.
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
All right, he's been trying to get on the show all day. He's working hard. I will allow this guy to be the last caller.
I hope it's a good caller. I really do. It is. What's up, buddy?
Sorry, guys. The beloved Joe Bonesy was really getting mad at me earlier because when I'm holding, sometimes like I don't have my earphone in, so I'm not listening. I can't listen, so I'm on hold and I'm just waiting, looking at the camera, doing nothing. And he's holding down the fort and he's getting his little panties in a twist. But we made it happen.
Bonesy for a panties wear.
I promised him from now on I'll listen on YouTube and then I'll just exit, and then when I can I'll come back on. You got to give me like a grace period where when I leave StreamYard, you don't make me lose my spot. That's all I could ask.
You won't. If I see you there, I'll keep a note where you're at.
All right, cool. Shine, just wanted to say, you cutting that beard, man. You got my nipples perking, bro. You looking very shaz. Very
Mine are
snazzy.
actually visible again.
No, I do like the look, man. You look like you.
Thank you. Oh, did you see that I went Bonesy up top too?
Oh,
I went
sick.
Bonesy.
Okay, let's go. Looking good.
Hell yeah. Trying to
You
be an
started to
Alden
dish it out.
spokesperson. Trying to be an Alden model. We'll use the good foot though for the shoe modeling.
Hell yeah. JJ, you got Nick, you nailed it. JJ is he even had what's his name call in to tell him how nice their little hangout went, just to give him a little boost in the ratings. He's definitely campaigning to go to the next round. I don't give a shit what he tells you. I want June. He's just being a gentleman and giving himself if he loses, it's like I wanted to lose, but that girl
Reverse
analogy.
psychology. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know, man. I'm just really all my Jet takes are kind of the same. And Alan is really, every time I see him in the chat, he says, "Oh, Bonesy's wrong on 95% of his takes." It's like, Alan, man, shut up, bro. Wrong 95%? Come on, dog. Just because I'm a little faithful to Joe Douglas when people are saying he's the worst GM, it's like, listen, to me, he's not. To me, he made he's only the third GM in history to draft the offensive and defensive rookie of the year in the same draft. You can't be the worst GM in ever if you make a top 10 trade in NFL history with Jamal Adams and you drafted defensive and offensive rookie. You can't be the worst GM ever. So
Is that Bobby calling you?
I was just about to say that.
No.
Hi,
I'm not
Mr. Bonesy. Are you coming on my show next?
It's actually not, but it's a customer. But
I called Bonesy at the store the other day on Saturday, just as you cut him off the air. I was gonna chime in, like literally as I hit talk, you must have like ended the call with it, man. It was gonna be good.
It was literally like 10 seconds apart. The phone rang. I was like, "Oh shit, good, I could pick this up." And then it was my boy Shine. But
I'm like, "Am I on speaker?" He's like, no. He's like, "Jake just removed me." I'm like, "Bastard."
Yeah, I left StreamYard too. So, but man, isn't this exciting? The shout out to the committee again. You guys just every matchup is coming down to the wire. It's like it's just crazy, especially.
Hey, right now we are at 50-50. We're 4 votes away from 600. By the way, only 336 if you have liked the video. So man, it's not math in there. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. But this is insane. Bones, you're the last call. I'm gonna end the poll, even if it's 50-50. YouTube will declare a winner. They're gonna go in depth and tell me who specifically had more votes. And
Screenshot, the gray bars zoomed in, can't even tell who has it right now. It might be legit tied right now. The next vote could swing it, folks.
Bonesy, great job. It's time to declare a winner. We got to go. The show's going
All
way
right,
longer than I
fellas.
thought.
Yep. Later, guys.
Later,
Bonesy. Be good, Mr. Bonesy.
The only thing better than Alden shoes is Joey D, 'cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Now, can I ask you a question? As a committee member.
Yep.
This is something we didn't cover on our 3.5-hour conference call on Selection Sunday.
We did not.
Or Selection or Meeting Day, whatever we're calling that. What if it is an even tie? Do you have any sort of tiebreaker planned? What if it is equal votes? This is something we didn't cover. This is something we never thought of with getting hundreds of votes, that it could be this tight. Are you the tiebreaker?
No.
Is the seed the tiebreaker?
Do we
does
do
it
it?
go
No.
to the higher seed?
Should we just do a coin flip? It shouldn't go to the higher seed. That's what March Madness is all about.
I'm just throwing out an idea.
Honestly, you know what we do? We run up another poll. We set 5 minutes and we run up another poll for 5 minutes. That's what we do.
At least we declare it now ahead of time, and in the very, very small chance it's equal.
5 feels too long. We run it up 3 minutes, 3 minutes overtime poll, and we keep playing until we get a winner.
I like it.
That work? Do people in the chat think that's fair? I just want to make sure that it's on the record that it will be a 3-minute poll that we run up to determine a winner. That will be what's considered overtime in Asmaniac Madness.
It's so close.
John says remove the guy who retired.
Nice, John.
Tom A says fair. Frank P supported the show at the beginning here with 50 memberships gifted. He says it's fair. Leanie's in. People in the tournament saying it's fair. Big fella, Papa Chet. All right. Tom A, he's on the committee. He approves it. So I got 2 committee members saying that's fair. 3-minute poll if we are tied. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, the poll will close in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poll closed.
JJ just jumped ahead to 51.
And the winner, according to this, JJ over June the GM, 50-49. I don't know how that's possible. 611 votes. I will take a screenshot for the audience to see on the record. Oh, my God. Wow. JJ is alive. He survives June. The man who retired advances to the next round of Asmaniac Madness.
It's 50-49 because YouTube doesn't show you the decimals. So it could be like 50.2 to 49.8, and that equals the 100. So he didn't fully get the 51%, but it doesn't show you the decimal breakdown of it.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, congrats to JJ. He's moving on. Here's what I see when I end the poll, so we have full transparency on the show. This is what it looks like on my end when I ended it. 611 votes, JJ 50%, June the GM 49. You made a great point. They don't give us the decimal points, which obviously impacts things. But this, I mean, I thought yesterday was close, Nick. Once again, you got to be kidding me. The 5 seed narrowly avoids being upset by the strong number 12 seed.
Tremendous. Fun to be a part of too, man.
Wow.
I will say this. I will reveal.
Someone do the math here. What was the voting split if it's 611 votes? Someone give me some math here. I'm not good at math.
You'd have to know the decimal breakdown to get it exactly, but you're probably looking at 311 to 300 in that range.
That close, huh?
309 to 302.
Wow. No, Alan's saying 306, 305. Bill's saying 306, 305. If it was that close.
If it's we don't know if it's just one vote that decided it because we don't know the decimal point breakdown.
I mean, did JJ vote for June? And he still won?
I will reveal that due to this, my perfect bracket is now out the window. I did have June the GM in an upset here. So my perfect bracket is out the window.
Wow. My perfect bracket ended yesterday. I had Jason in Jerusalem. Unreal. Well, we don't know the finite details because you're right. We need the exact decimal points here, but man, JJ 50 to 49. Unbelievable.
Tremendous.
Unreal. Leany still has a perfect bracket. Congrats to you, Leany.
There you go, Leany.
Oh my God. Wow. All right.
Wow. Interesting.
Johnny boy, I'm sorry, man. I like both of you, but I voted for Jason because I thought your over campaigning was going to hurt you, but it got you just enough.
Maybe it did. He had a 53-47 lead. Maybe it did, and we don't know. Jason
June
made a comeback at the end.
Yeah, you're right. June the GM has weighed in on his close fight with JJ. Thank you to all those who voted for me and against me. I'm grateful regardless. Much love. Give it up to June. That's how you handle it with class. Great sportsmanship displayed. Nick, wow. What a show, man. What a show. I can't thank you enough for coming on. We very rarely keep guests 2.5 hours, so I appreciate you hopping on. Everyone's got to go subscribe to Nick's channel. I put the link in the chat before. It's already in the description now. I'm going to put it again in the chat. Make it worthwhile for Nick. Subscribe to his show. It's going to be awesome. Nick,
thank
you for coming on, man. This was an absolute.
You got to have me on more. I have a streak of 2 appearances in a row with a 50 burger dropping. So my milkshake brings all the memberships to the yard, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Nick Shine. Check it in. All right, that's a show. We are back this afternoon. Wow. What a job by the committee. What a job by the voters. Your votes matter, man. JJ writes an announcement coming soon. Shout out to June. Great guy. So, JJ, you're moving on despite your nonsensical retirement. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, join us this afternoon around 4:30 Eastern. Paul Faz, the 13th seed, will try and upset the 4 seed. Big fella in the chicken soup region. Click the like button before we get out of here. I want to acknowledge Kyle Clifton gifting a membership. Before we go, I'll get you down in the raffle, Kyle. If you want 10 raffle entries, I'll plug the Patreon because you get 10 when you join for the year. You also save 15% and get 20% off all merch items. Your name added to the countdown ticker. I got to send Gator a list of names for March, but I'll give people a couple days here to join the Patreon if you're on the fence on joining. You'll find out about show announcements before anyone. That and much more. Get in the Discord that's included with your Patreon membership. Again, thank you to Nick Shine for coming on. Awesome show. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. We're back in a few short hours. Asmaniac Madness will continue. Once again, thanks to everyone who makes this show so special. And congrats to JJ. He didn't want to win, but you know what? He did win. And in honor of JJ winning, here's a little JJ and I going at it last year. Hit the join button on the left-hand side if you're watching from your computer. JJ with a super chat. You said we're judged on W's and L's. If I bring up how many W's Salah has, you say context matter. Context, we look like a bad team after the bye. Yeah, JJ, I understand that. What do you want me to say? I'm killing them for how they played today. I'm acknowledging they stole this one. So you want me to sit here? You want to fire Robert Saleh when the team's 4-3? What do you want me to say? They did not play well today, but they won. All right? So I'm not going to sit here and do doom and gloom when they have a win over the Eagles this year, a win over the Bills. They nearly beat the Chiefs. And by the way, they're 4-3. They have a winning record. I'm not giving up on the season or firing the head coach when they are 4-3. One more time. 4-3. They won today. God. What a dumb comment. What do you want me to say? Salah's Vince Lombardi. We know there are limitations with this head coach. We understand that this team is still a work in progress. He's also playing with his backup quarterback. All right? He didn't pick Zach Wilson. He's supposed to have Aaron Rodgers. God. Oh, my God. I need to take a sip of water or get some alcohol on me. Stand by. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy.
The Jets are going to come back. No, they're not. They're never going to come